Okay, I am here. Can you hear me? It doesn't appear that you can, so let me adjust this. Haha! Alright, now can you hear me? Why isn't that working? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. We are starting. We are going to have a tournament in about 15 minutes. We are making sure that everything is good to go. Discord crashed. That doesn't happen very often. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. All right. I have my cat here. Hello, this is Stingray. And by my cat, I mean my girlfriend's cat, but he's living with us now, so he is. I'm the stepfather to this cat. He's a good boy. You can sit down, bud. You're like, why are you talking to nobody? All right, while we're waiting, we will play some games. Good boy. Okie dokie. Date has changed. Let's see. What are you doing, Stingray? Why are you tickling my chin with your tail? What are you... Alright, buddy. Who's a good boy? Alright, let's get some practice games in. Some warm-up. So that way we can do some expert commentary when the time arises. Alright, we logged into the game. We got all our notifications. Alrighty. We also are going to play some games. I've been playing with this Barbicle team. I'm going to release a video on it tomorrow, probably. I love me some Barb. I can't say he's good. I can say he's really funny, though. Alright. With that said, we are up against a Mega Swampert team plus Metagross. That is quite scary for this team. They do not have Staraptor. Barb can kind of blow through everything that isn't Pelipper or Metagross. Okay, I think it's the classic disguised Pokemon as Barb bit. But the question is it a Sinestcha? Oh, careful, buddy. It might be a Sinestcha. No. I think Incineroar is just too good. Yeah, and we're going to disguise the final Pokemon as Barb. Cool. So it's Weavile Zoroark. And the idea is like, hey, we can bait you into letting me think that I'm going for Shell Smash, which will let me get free damage onto things. Sends him to last week's stream. What the heck? Let's see. Thanks for the heads up, Aiden. Is that on YouTube, you're saying? Alrighty. Let me get the link to the stream. Okay, so that is clearly a Swampert. And that is clearly a Pelipper. But we are not clearly anything. I'm going to go for Bitter Malice here, plus Fake Out he also here. This is not looking good. I will tell you right now. I think Pelipper can just blow us up. Alright, let's do copy link address. I'm going to delete that on the other stream. Okay, they do let me get a Fake Out. I do get a Bitter Malice, so I am going to lower its damage. Let's see. Boom. Alright. Hurricane into the Weavile. It is going to lower my HP, but not a ton. Swampert is less healthy. It does have a -1. The primary issue here, though, is I think even after 2 Intimidates, I don't think Zoroark survives a Wave Crash. I got a good game on stream last week. I'm excited for tonight, LOL. I'm excited for you. Alright. I think that I might be able to switch him in here. Or you know what? There's a chance Swampert just clicks Earthquake. So let's go for Bitter Malice, because I think it'll be enough to survive. Worst case scenario, this gives us the opportunity to click Fake Out. I mean, worst case scenario, they Wave Crash into Incineroar, but at -2, I might survive. Okay, it is Earthquake. I was correct. This will enable us to definitely survive. Okay, we survived really well. For the Pokepal Smackdown, is there a reward for first place? The reward is you get a custom tag in the Discord. You get like a little champions... what's it called? Champions thingy thing. Gold plate flare. There we go. Eventually we got there. All right. I still won't survive wave crash, notably. All right, thanks. No problem. I'm just gonna intimidate everything, and the idea is like, hey, maybe if I shell smash on Barb, it'll be enough at the end game. All right, we bring Weavile back in. They do go for wave crash. This will almost certainly pick up. It does. Yep. Haven't played a tournament in 2 months. I'm sorry to hear that, Tim Bucket. I'm cooked. All right, Swampert does go down to wave crash recoil. We are going to get active fake out next to Barbacle. It's not great. We've lost more resources than we'd like to. I'm cooked. We're all cooked. All right. Who are their final Pokemon? Oh, if it's the bridge, that's quite annoying. I can... No, can I beat the bridge? I don't think I can beat the bridge. I don't know. Okay. So... Barb has super close combat, right? Rain has 2 turns left. I think... There's a chance that close combat just picks up, but I'm also kind of worried that they... Can I get there if I click close combat? Because who's the final Pokemon? The final Pokemon is almost certainly Sneasler or Metagross. I don't think we're having Grimmsnarl as the final Pokemon in the back. I'm clicking Shell Smash. We're ride or die. We're barbing. Like, okay, so the other idea here is, like, if you just click close combat, you can remove the bridge. Potentially. But I'm like, hey, maybe the bridge is afraid and thinks, like, I might want to protect this turn. Also, I'm no longer a water type. Also, we do... Oh, God, we outsped. Our defenses are down. Our defenses are down. Electroshot into who? Is there a Pokemon I even want to see this into? Okay, into who? No, my son! He lives! Okay. I'm like, is the play, like, Rock Slide? We will have to make a room, or is it a private battle? You will... Also, I see a yellow. You will make rooms, but it will be through Limitless. So Limitless will pair you with your opponents. All right, I think that our only way out of this, unfortunately, is Rock Slide flinches. So we're going for Rock Slide flinches, I guess. All right, Rock Slide flinch. Rock Slide, baby! There goes Pelipper. Flinch, 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 flinch. I've been so good. Flinch, 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 flinch. No! Alright, GG. I like his, like, curse the world as he goes down. Okay, the tournament's gonna start in about 6 minutes. You'll be paired into Limitless groups. We have 46 people signed up right now. I'm going to put the tournament link into the Twitch chat. If you're here, you can jump in using that link if you want to sign up. We still have about 5 minutes left. Oh, the last Pokemon was Grimmsnarl. Weird. Okay, sure. You don't really see that as a closer, but whatever. Okay. And it goes down. Okay, well, we could have just... Okay. If we just did Fake Out Close Combat into Archaludon, we might have been able to win, actually. Well, no, actually, I don't think we would have been. Because then we would have lowered our defenses, and Pelipper would have had Weather Ball online. Then we could have... Actually, we could have protected, because there's only one more turn of Rain left. I don't know. We're going to do one more quick one. and then we'll start this tournament up. We have about 5 more minutes until it happens, so it's gonna be the fastest game ever. Don't worry, don't worry. I have a Discord. Yep. Okay, cool. All right, this is hard Trick Room plus Mega Delphox plus I don't know what the extra drill cooking though. Barb doesn't look fantastic here. I'm not gonna lie. It's fine. It just doesn't like Camrupt. Camrupt wants to click Eruption. Barb doesn't care if it stays the water type. They don't know that I don't have a water move, right? I think it's let's just get silly with it, right? Also, oh, getting a call. Just gotta mute that real quick. I mean, I do have a Floette. I never bring the Floette, but I could. I like all these fake out Pokemon. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna lead these two for damage. We're gonna do the same thing we did last game. I don't really think we need Sinestro. I guess Sinestro would be really strong into, oh, you know what, Excadrill's looking really rough. I didn't see that there was a T-Tar until too late, so maybe we are in trouble. All right, let's see. Weavile Oranguru. Gentlemen's to the Weavile fake out. All right. I mean, I think I just click fake out Hyper Voice, right? Alright, I fake out the Weavile, and I click Hyper Voice. Maybe I should have not... I don't think I knock off the Oranguru. This is fine, because I don't think this will KO Weavile. Weavile has a decent special attack, or special defense stat. Fake out. We do outspeed it. We follow it up. So Weavile did go for an attack. Weavile is underspeeding us. They go for Trick Room. Our Weavile is taller than their Weavile. That doesn't do anything for the matchup, but it's just funny. Alright, so we're going to switch in our Incineroar here. It's really unthreatened, and we're going to knock off into the Oranguru. Because the idea here is, like, Weavile basically has to attack to get any value this turn. And I say, I don't think you're that valuable inside a Trick Room, and by using Incineroar here, I can slowly, like, whittle down Trick Room turns. Alright, and we do reveal that this is an Inner Focus Oranguru. Alright, Weavile avoids the attack. I looked away for a second. What did I avoid? It must have been Triple Axle. Alright, Weavile knocks off my Citrus Berry. Quite unfortunate. Alright, and then we clicked knockoff. There's kind of two paths for us here. We can go for a double knockout. We also can just go for a really slow turn. Like, Weavile really does not threaten us too badly. I think if we get a double knockout, we might just be too far ahead for them to come back, though. I don't love Camrupt getting in. What about Throat Chop into Oranguru plus knockoff into Oranguru as well? Okay. I've gotten 3 calls. I'm just making sure it's not an emergency. Hold on. It is not. Alright. Bye-bye. And Camrupt is going to take health too. Or take damage as well. Which is going to mitigate their damage from Eruption. Also, currently we have 45 people signed up. Almost every single person is checked in. There is only a handful of people that are not checked in. Mr. Poke and Joy. And that's about it. Okay, so final Pokemon is Tyranitar. Our Barbacle is looking very strong in this endgame here. So what I'm going to do is, I don't really even think I need Zoroark that much anymore, so I think I'm going to just say, hey Zoroark, let's see you later, buddy. And I'm going to also click Protect. I think that Incineroar's Fake Out's too valuable this turn. I also want to be able to click Intimidate. I've gotten like 7 calls. Someone's spam calling me. Okay. Camrupt does Mega. That's going to be big Earth powers. Barbicle comes in. They don't know I'm a Barbicle. They will know by the end of the turn because I will take Sandsword Chip. Okay, they just Earth Power there. It's not super effective, but it is super effective. Thank you for the follow, Spooner TCG. 48 people registered. Tournament's about to begin. Alright, cool. And let's see. Okay, so Zork did go down. I'm going to bring in Incineroar again just for more fake out chip. Oh, we got a new subscriber. Thank you, Alex. Alright. I think I can fake out into Camerupt and also bring in Barbicle. Kurt Rocks just subscribed for 3 months in a row. Thank you, Kurt. Man, you guys are so awesome. Greatly appreciated. Alright, we fake out Camerupt. That's probably Earth Power into Instant if I had to guess, plus Rock Slide? Yes, okay. Barb should take little to nothing. It takes more than I would have thought. Alright, Tyranitar has Life Orb, and that is why it takes more than we would have thought. Okay. Incineroar is kind of hanging on by a thread here. Dimensions return to normal. I'm pretty okay with just clicking... I think... Parting Shot? No. The main mon just subscribed for 2 months in a row. Man, you guys keeping the lights on here at the Simmons household. Greatly appreciated. I think I'm just going to click Giant Close Combat. But the question is into who. I'm just gonna do it into Camerupt. I'm more afraid of Camerupt. I don't think that Tyranitar is doing too much to me now that I'm a fighting type. Man, the things just keep coming. Camerupt protects, so that is the correct play from them. I've been told to remind you that I am subscribed. Thank you, Mainmon. I am so grateful. Alright, Rock Slide comes out. That is the end of Incineroar. Also, we have 49 people in our tournament. Alright, I just click Fake Out in Close Combat. There. We got another subscriber. Thank you so much. You guys are so awesome. Barbicle just clicks Close Combat until this game ends. Oh, they have a third Pokemon. I am crazy. Wait, did they switch out Weavile? This game's not over. What happened? Who's the third Pokemon? I looked away because my tournament was starting. Okay. Weavile's gone. I can tell you that much. Tyranitar protects. Good protect from them. The only way Weavile survives this is with some sort of I was gonna say some sort of bright powder, but no, it goes down. All right. I mean, what on earth am I looking at? You're looking at Barb Gaming. We are gonna start our tournament up now. We have 50 people that have signed up. I think that I always just do triple axle into Camerupt. And I'm gonna close combat the Tyranitar because I'm over him. I don't think Camerupt can one-shot both of my Pokemon here. Is Barbicle good? No, he's not good, but he's really funny. Dashboard. Triple axle, 1, a 2, a 3, and our tournament is started now. Alright, cool. We have 20 matches ongoing. I'm going to ping it in the Discord. Alright, cool. And Close Combat brings down Tyranitar, and that is the end. Trying to help someone with OTS. Sorry, Aiden. I just started the tournament. Barbicle's not bad. He's just not good. Alright. Rip, all good. I mean, it's okay. They can still join the tournament, even if it's a little late. It's way after 7:30, to be fair. Yeah, it is way after 7:30. Generally, I like to start it right at 7:30, but if anyone gives me like a reason to slow it down, I will. Let's see. We are going to switch tabs real quick so I can show you who's in our tournament today. We have 40 participants, so hold on. It's gonna take a second for me to get this window open. Let's see. Ba-ba-bum. Okay. So these here are our participants today. If you see your name, you're one of the people playing. What we're going to do is we are going to jump into one of these games and we are going to spectate a whole set. If we finish the set early, we'll jump in and watch other people. Generally what I like to do for our first round is I like to go random first round because it's like we don't have any like high seeds yet. It's just random. So we're going to do, there are 20 pairs. So we're going to do 1 to 20. Our first set is going to be number 15. So Tamarindo versus High Jump Sean. And let's look at their games. All right. Let's see. Yo, hey. Okay, cool. We're going to look at their teams because they're open team sheets, so we'll be able to see what everyone's doing. Tamarindo is using Frost Lasco Villain team, so they have double Megas, plus Lycanroc, Sneasler, Basculegion with a Choice Scarf, and King Gambit. All pretty standard moves. The things to note, though, are that this is a Life Orb, no Protect King Gambit, so it's all attacks. It cannot defend itself. It is a Focus Sash Lycanroc, and it's other than that, it's pretty standard. No sash on. Oh wait, sorry, sash is on Lycanroc. Ugh. Sneasler does not have a sash. It is White Herb. The other thing to note is people have been calling this team because it has Frostlass, Scovillain, and Lycanroc. They call it Chili Dog, so I really like that. And then over at High Jump Sean's team, we see Raichu Y, a Pokemon I haven't seen a ton of. Golden Go, who's kind of like the Pokemon where it's like could be sleeper, could be really good. Seems to be doing okay in like online tournaments. Okay to good. We got Focus Sash Wims with Encore Tailwind stuff, Mystic Water Basque, Charizard, and Garchomp. So, pretty cool. We're going to see a Raichu Y versus a Chili Dog team. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back to my Switch. AI viewers? I don't care about AI viewers, sorry. Scented whatever your name is. Alright, we're jumping into our set. And we're going to watch some Raichu Y gaming, and we're gonna give some medium to high level commentary. All right, how's everyone doing today? What's the mega that you were most hopeful for? What mega has been the most fun for you to play with? Talk to me, people. What are we excited about? I feel like Barbicle is more fun. Okay. When I first started building the Barbicle team, I thought it was going to be worse than it was, but it is actually pretty fun. So I'm going to share the paste for it tomorrow, and also a video if people are interested. Yo, I really love this game. Would love to squad up to games soon. Discord user DragonWave4. Hey, Yorf. Great to know you love this game. We love this game too. Good news. If you're interested, we have a Discord with many people in there that will play with you. So if you're interested, we do tournaments every single Monday. You actually can still join this tournament. Your I don't know how you'd want to pronounce that, but yeah. Also, if you're curious, how this tournament's going, if you want to check the standings, I have in the Twitch chat pinned the what's it called? The tournament standing, so you can check out how it's going. So cool. Also, I didn't realize you could get Squirtle as an icon. That must have been like a month past that I missed. That's really cute. I like that. I should look into if they have Bulbasaur, because I love Bulbasaur. Or maybe you get it from playing like in one of the online competitions or something like that. I don't know. All right. Oh, it's a great day to be alive. Also, I just posted one screenshot from my Zerork team on Twitter, and it's blown up. I have 262,000 views on it. Like, that's crazy. I don't know why it blew up so much. Thank you for the follow, Trap Lord. We're glad to have you. It's always fun to have extra people. We are streaming a tournament. We have 40 participants. If you want to join, it's not too late to join. You will have to take a round one loss, but also if you're just here for the vibes and want to watch, we have those too. So this game should be starting soon. One of the players is troubleshooting how to get into the lobby right now. So, man, every time I look at this thing, it was MA, but did not build for MB. I'm sorry. That's rough. I mean, what's really rough is, like, I feel like MB is a really fun format, and I feel like the only event it's really gonna be around for is Worlds. Like, yeah, there's gonna be like in-person locals and stuff like that, but I wish that there was more flexibility. Hold on, I'm helping troubleshoot. Let's see. Alright, we are going to exit this thing. Private battles into enter a room ID into the code. Oh, we hold on. It did not give me a notification of what Archeon just did, but I appreciate it. It seems like a, let's see, 89918842. I don't know if it was like a follow then a refollow, but it's not showing up in my dashboard. So okay, they did get in. Wait, when did people get the Venusaur? Is that something you just have? It's like a Venusaur lover? That's awesome. Okay, we're back to it. Okay, so we're going to see Mega Raichu Y versus the Chili Dog team. Tamarindo is the one piloting the Chili Dog team, and Sean is piloting Raichu Y. The other thing is Raichu Y is... Do you bring Raichu Y in this matchup? Like... King Gambit probably one-shots you since it's Life Orb. There is no Intimidate on Sean's side. No Pokemon other than Basculegion is even, like, weak to the electric moves. I guess you do have Focus Blast, but with no redirection, it's really hard to justify. Also, you are saying I'm going to lose the Weather War, 100%. What does Raichu Y have? Fake Out, Zap Cannon, Focus Blast. I guess Para is a thing. We'll have to see how Sean plays it. Like, I don't think Raichu Y is bad, but I also question how good it is here. You would guarantee get your Fake Out because you would be faster than all the other Fake Out users, like, provided the nature is... actually, this is modest Raichu Y, and Tamarindo has Jolly Sneasler, so maybe not. Sneasler probably is going to outspeed Raichu on this team, given they do have Whimsicott. So it's gonna be interesting to see how both players angle this one. I think King Gambit is almost certainly gonna come because it's good into everything that isn't named Charizard or Garchomp. Obviously, it doesn't love the idea of taking a Focus Blast, but with redirection from Scovillain, that's also not a huge threat. The Charizard is definitely the scariest Pokemon on Sean's side of the field. All right, so we see Catalina. we see Frostlass and Sneasler and Golden Go plus Whimsicott. All right, pretty good lead for Sean, I'd say, and like you're guaranteeing you can get Tailwind up, and you can potentially click Nasty Plot as well. This Sneasler is threatening your Golden Go not at all, and the Frostlass, while it does have Shadow Ball, like Golden Go could probably survive at least one of those. So the question is, what does Sean choose to do here? I mean, there is a world where they just click Fake Out into Whimsicott plus Blizzard and just remove it off the board, but then you're letting Golden Go kind of get away with whatever it wants. I do imagine, though, that after a Shadow Ball or after a Blizzard, like, the combination of those two would probably be enough to pick up Golden Go. Also, if this Frostlass goes for something like Aurora Veil, it is susceptible to being Encored the following turn. Alright, so we do see Frostlass is going to Mega Evolve in this situation. The Golden Go is a modest-natured Golden Go. It's not built for speed, so it's definitely not going to be outspeeding this Frostlass, and Frostlass is timid, so... Alright, we see Fake Out comes out first. Whimsicott does eat that. This Whimsicott does have Protect, does not choose to use it. Shadow Ball comes out to Golden Go. I was right, it will survive. It could potentially survive Blizzard, it's not certain. Alright, we see Nasty Plot go off, and honestly, like, this is a pretty scary turn for Tamarindo because, like, Tailwind Make It Rain is probably going to remove... I mean, I think Tailwind Make It Rain definitely removes Catalina. I don't know. It probably removes Sneasler as well. So, even though they took a lot of damage and they broke their Sash, I believe they have Sash? Yes, and they broke their Sash, like, all of a sudden, the momentum has shifted heavily in Sean's favor. Alright, so we see a Tailwind come out. Honestly, this Sneasler's in a really, really difficult spot because if it removes the Whimsicott, then that's like more offensive pressure on the field. But if it doesn't remove Whimsicott, then you can just Encore this Frostlass into Protect. Alright, so we see Make It Rain come out. It is +1 and it is also Life Orb, so any damage done on this Golden Go will be enough to remove it next turn. It's got 11%, which means it'll be able to do 2 more shots of Make It Rain. It is at +1 right now. Also notably, Make It Rain does miss now, so there's a lot of things at play here. Alright, we see Lycanroc appear on the battlefield. Lycanroc does threaten this Golden Go with a Cell Rock. But if it does that, then Whimsicott's going to be pretty safe to just click Encore into this Frostlass and lock it out of it using an attacking move this turn. The question, though, is does Golden Go have a better play to make this turn? I mean, if you do have Garchomp in the back, it's kind of safe to switch in Garchomp. Let's see if they do that, because Garchomp, if it comes in, I believe a Cell Rock is a contact move, which would then break its Sash and also... like, Garchomp shouldn't take much damage from a priority move, Rock-type move. Alright, Frostlass does attack. It uses Protect twice, so that means it's going to have to go for Protect again next turn, but it'll be a triple Protect, so it'll be extremely unlikely that it'll get it off. Tamarindo's in a really, really difficult place now, because now that it's used a Cell Rock and it's been locked into Protect, basically, Whimsicott can just click Encore into Lycanroc, and it'll lock it out of being able to attack with anything other than a Cell Rock, and Garchomp is just sitting very pretty now. I wouldn't be surprised to see Tamarindo switch out their Frostlass in order to get offensive pressure back on the board, but the thing is like, whoever's coming in is susceptible to taking attack this turn. Alright, let's see what the players choose to do. Gets the triple Protect! You do not see that often. That is an extremely unlikely thing to happen. A Cell Rock comes out, does a significant amount of damage to Whimsicott, gets the critical hit. Moonblast comes out. It gets triple protected. And then we see Stomping Tantrum from Garchomp. Is it enough to pick up Lycanroc? It is. Holy cow. Okay, so triple protect is extremely unlikely. It does happen, and that's probably going to be the end of Tailwind, either this turn or the following turn. Let's see. I guess there is one more turn of Tailwind left. The triple, yeah, you don't see that often. The question is, though, will it be enough to secure this game for them? I don't think it is. I think they are too far behind, but we'll have to see. Maybe they can angle it for them for a victory here. Okay, so let's see. The Frostlass on the other side of the field, this is a Choice Scarf Basculegion, so if they do lock into Aqua Jet, they can remove this Whimsicott. Only when it doesn't matter would you hit the triple. So true. Okay, we see it. The quadruple goes off. It does not land. Aqua Jet comes out. You can't lock this Frostlass down anymore. All right, what does Garchomp choose to do? It goes for Dragon Claw. It goes into Basculegion. It does a significant amount, but not enough to pick up. And now the snow has stopped. We do not know who the final Pokemon is for Sean. Is it Charizard or is it Basculegion or is it Raichu? There are so many choices that it could be here. Frostlass definitely missing the snow here. It is Raichu. Okay, Raichu is on the battlefield. This is a modest Raichu. It probably underspeeds timid Frostlass depending how they're trained. Both Pokemon on Tamarindo's side of the field are not susceptible to being faked out, so... And also, if Raichu Mega Evolves, it's not going to be able to dodge Blizzard. Like, it's going to say, hey, you know what? It does not matter that the snow's not up. I'm just going to take this attack anyway. I think that there is a world where Tamarindo gets back in... Oh, wait, are they still locked into Encore is the big question. Or, sorry, are they still locked into Protect is the big question. All right, we see Golden Go come in. Raichu Y, Mega Evolves. Raichu was the least expected, but it's what I wanted to see the most. I know, it's so cool. Alright, we see Raichu Y does Mega Evolve. We see a big ol' Aqua Jet into Golden Go. It does go down. Encore's just 3 turns, no? I believe so, but I didn't read that. Okay, it did end. Blizzard comes out. It is not enough. Raichu is going to survive. I believe that means we're going to see a big ol' Zap Cannon fire back. It fires off into Frostlass, and it goes down. Holy cow. Okay, it was a critical hit. I was going to say, I didn't think that it would go down immediately. But hey, that is a modest Zap Cannon. That is a scary, scary move. So now the question is like, with only Aqua Jet left available, can this Basculegion take out both a Raichu and a Garchomp? And I think the answer to that is most likely no. Tamarindo did get a lot of luck with that triple protect, but I don't think that the luck was on their side there at the end with the crit into the Frostlass. Alright, Raichu goes for a protect. I think that's a really smart play. It's threatening so much damage into this Basculegion. They make the correct call. They do Aqua Jet. They do get their critical hit right back. Yo, bro, can you watch my next match? Potentially. We'll see how it goes. Alright, they get the Dragon Claw off, and there goes the Basculegion. Well played to both players. Alright, Tamarindo did lose. Okay, so I think there was a turn that would have changed this game in a big way, and I think that what you needed to do there was Aqua Jet the Basculegion, or sorry, Aqua Jet the Raichu Y, because if you Aqua Jet Raichu Y, it's going to do enough damage where I feel like Blizzard will pick up, and Blizzard's always picking up Garchomp, and Golden Go was at 10%, so it's like, if you think that Garchomp is going to dodge the Blizzard, then the Aqua Jet doesn't matter anyway, right? So the correct play in that endgame is always just Blizzard and Aqua Jet Raichu. They played it really well. It's just something to note for the future. Obviously, they got crit, but you want to make sure that when you're playing this game, that you're minimizing the chances for your opponent to win. And Raichu Y, like, has kind of the bulk of just regular Raichu, so if you doubled it, I have very little doubt that it would have gone down. Or would not have gone down, sorry. Zap Cannoned off the earth. So true. Raichu Y looks so cute in game. I love the design. Haven't even seen X in game yet. Let's see. I'm going to check real quick to see, do we have any Raichu X players today? We have metagame. Oh, you know what? Can I even check that? I can check Raichus. But, okay, we have 6 Raichus in this tournament. We have... Let's check really quick. Oh, Trey Bebe's rocking a Raichu. Alright, team list. We do have a Raichu. First one I looked at, Raichu X Mario CS Gamers using one. We have another Raichu Y. We have a Shukaberry Raichu. Raichu without the Mega. Another Raichu Y. And another Raichu Y. It seems like Raichu Y is more common than Raichu X, at least in this tournament. Alright, we're going to have to see how both players adapt. I do think Charizard was a very scary Pokemon last time. I question whether we will see it come into this game or not. And there he is, Charizard the Spacey, right off the rip. I was going to say, he just seems so strong into everything that isn't a Lycanroc, so... Okay. Whimsicott and Charizard. Wow, nice. First one you find in X. I know, right? Couldn't have asked for more. Okay, so the question here is, like, last time they just said, sure, Whimsicott, you can go down. Will that be the play this time? Also, if you go for Fake Out and Whimsicott goes for Protect, they can just Encore lock you into that Fake Out. We did see that Tamarindo did bring the Lycanroc last time, so it's pretty likely to expect that we see Lycanroc come again. But the thing is, like, Garchomp was really, really, really threatening into Charizard, or sorry, into Lycanroc. So I imagine that he's probably in the back there too. It seems like it is true in ladder. Y is popular, especially in singles. Y is fun. Y is cool. I think Y is cuter, while X is cooler. Okay. Charizard goes for the Mega Evolution right away. It isn't letting me report my game 2 for a set. If you request a judge, I can check in on it, Tim Bucket. Alright, we see... Did we see Double Protect? I believe we did. Gentleman's Protect, everyone. Gentleman's Protect. Alright. Okay, everyone protected with the exception of Sneasler, who went for Dire Claw. Okay, okay. So the question is what do we see happen this turn? Dire Claw would be quite scary into Whimsicott. Okay, matches you. Let me report that. Yes, cute, one cool. Alright. Reset match. Alright. Alright. Oh. Okay, we're good. We resolved it. Alrighty. Okay, so the reason that Frostlass held off on Mega-ing is because now it does have weather control. It looked like they went for a double protect, if I saw correctly, which is kind of a wild play to make in the face of Whimsicott. Alright, we see Heat Wave come out. It does not connect on Frostlass, but it will connect on Sneasler. Sneasler goes for a Dire Claw, brings Whimsicott down to Sash. If we can see a poison, that would be very, very good for Tamarindo. Do we see that poison? We do not. Okay. So Whimsicott is heavily threatening this this Frostlass. The issue is that if Frostlass goes for anything, it's going to get encored into Protect, and then Charizard's going to be free to launch out big Heat Waves. The thing to note is that Heat Wave can miss, so that is something, but it's not looking good for Tamarindo this turn. Like, Charizard's just such a scary Pokemon. And the question is, like, what Pokemon would you want to switch in on that? And I think the only answer is Lycanroc, but we've seen that Sean has excellent counterplay to Lycanroc, and it's just, hey, I'm going to bring in my Garchomp. Okay, we do see an adaptation this time, and that is that we're going to bring in Basket Legion. Alright, another Heat Wave launches out. It is going to be enough to pick up Sneasler. And now, Tailwind is up, Heat Waves are flying, it does not matter that the snow is up, this Charizard is just rocking the other side of the field. Notably though, Basket Legion is the Pokemon you'd want to bring here, and Lycanroc. These are two Pokemon that can really heavily threaten both sides of the field. The question is though, like, I feel like Tamarindo really wants to threaten this Charizard with priority moves, and the thing is, like, that Garchomp almost certainly is coming in. Like, it's like such an easy choice to bring in Garchomp this turn. The only threat you really have is, like, saying, hey, I'll bring in Frostlass, but Frostlass doesn't want to take these attacks either. Like, it's kind of really difficult for Tamarindo to manage the situation. And if Charizard returns, then he's going to set his weather up again, which is going to make it even harder for Tamarindo going forward. So I think switching Charizard out there is an excellent play. The question is, what do the players choose to do? Protect ensures that Whimsicott will be able to encore this Lycanroc into any move. We do see Aqua Jet come out, and the question is this Rock Slide or is it... Oh, it's Close Combat, calling that it is going to be Garchomp. It does a good amount of damage, but this Garchomp is Citrus Berry, so it is going to be able to heal up. It is going to be able to heal up, and now Tamarindo is still, yet again, in a really, really difficult position. The nice thing, though, is, like, Tailwind turns are ticking down. I think there's only one, maybe two more turns of Tailwind left. But because Tamarindo has actually, there's only a single turn of Tailwind left. Tamarindo only has Frostlass in the back, and it's going to be really difficult to position that Frostlass onto the field and regain weather control. We also don't know what the final Pokemon is for Sean, so Sean does have more resources available. Tamarindo was able to make a pretty good play, was able to call out almost exactly what Tamarindo was going to do. Unfortunately, though, it's not enough to actually get him enough mileage back into this game. It still seems like it's favored towards Sean. So the question is, what will Sean do to keep that advantage on their side? Sean decides, hey, I'm going to keep Whimsicott for later because I just think it's too valuable not to have Tailwind. We see a Protect from Lycanroc. I think that's a pretty solid play, and an Aqua Jet followed up by the Basculegion. Alright, we see Stomping Tantrum come out, and that's going to be the end of Basculegion, making it so that there is only one Pokemon remaining for Tamarindo, and two Pokemon. The only Pokemon in the back is Frostlass. Frostlass is going to come out right now. Tailwind has ended, so, like, a combination of Blizzard plus Rock Slide is looking pretty nice here. Like, Golden Go, I guess Golden Go could click Nasty Plot. Tamarindo could angle for flinches, though. This game's not over, but it is also not looking super favorable. This Garchomp's rough skin has really changed the game in a big way for its team. Double Protect and it works again. Well, Tamarindo has the Double Protect pay to win subscription plan. No, I'm just kidding. But like they're playing it really well. The thing is, Sean just has such a scary and strong team. All right, Golden Go protects. I like that play a lot because if Garchomp goes down here, you get to just bring in your Whimsicott and you just threaten so much damage. All right, Close Combat comes out. We saw from last time that's probably not going to be enough. And I imagine that this is going to be the removal of Lycanroc. No, it's just a Rock Slide. Good damage into both. Lycanroc does hang on. That is the Pokemon we need to see make it to this endgame here. I think that was an excellent play by Tamarindo. What kind of... This is a Citrus Berry Garchomp. I think... Okay, I'm trying to think of how we get through this. The question is, does Rock Slide from Tamarindo pick up this Garchomp? Because if it does... You could go for Rock Slide plus Shadow Ball, remove this Golden Go, but then at the same time, if you do that, you're creating a board state where Whimsicott and Charizard get back in, and it's like, do I really want Whimsicott and Charizard in front of my Frostlass? Tamarindo holding L and R for guaranteed doubles. Yep, there you go. That's the secret to guaranteed doubles. Okay, we do see a switch out. It's probably going to be into Charizard. If they clicked Rock Slide, this could be... Oh, you know what? Sean's playing excellent because what they're doing now is they're angling for an endgame where... Oh, that's the critical too. They're angling for an endgame where... Okay, I'm just watching how this plays out. Where Golden Go gets in next to Tailwind. Alright, we see Shadow Ball come out. What does Garchomp go for? It goes for a Rock Slide, connects on both, and that's going to be the end of our game. Great game to both players. It is going to be Sean's game, though. Excellent job. They were able to showcase the right UI, but honestly, that Charizard definitely felt like the star of the show today. How y'all doing? We're doing well. We're having a good time watching. We just saw Charizard kind of go crazy. We have a few people joining late, so that's excellent. Always love to see people joining our tournaments. And the crit hacks. There was, like, crit hacks on both sides, though. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Alright, we are going to jump into this set real quick. It's still ongoing. This is a Game 3 situation, so let's see if we can get there in time. Oh, 2. New date, no! Okay. Alrighty. How are you doing, North? Seven 7151342. We're joining the room. All right. Will we make it in time? Everyone's got all these cool icons. I need to go check if I have any. Okay. Alright, so based on the board state, it looks like Bright is down 2 Pokemon. Golden Go's in the back. There's another Pokemon we don't know. Also, good morning, Pokemeg. Sneasler's at low health, and Hydreigon has 61% health. Hydreigon has Life Orb. So it's going to be doing recoil to itself. And it's the Silver Surfer and the Bridge on Bright side of the field. Both two Pokemon at full health. Generally, the Pokemon on Rowlet Owlet side of the field are faster than Bright side. So we'll have to see if Bright can do anything to mitigate what's going on here. What's the... Alright, so we see Close Combat come out into the bridge. It survives very well. Okay. Takes that up, eats it up, does not care about that at all. Alright, followed up by an Earth Power from Hydreigon. I wanted her to use Quick Guard on Sneasler, and she didn't adjust it and use Protect on Sneasler in Game 3. Oh no! Oh, so is the game over? Was there a team sheet error? Oh, you messed her up. Okay, so is this game ongoing? Oh, okay, so this game is over. Okay. There was a team sheet error. Okay, it happens. That's part of the game, though, and it's important to note that I'm surprised I won my set. It's important to note that you gotta be extra vigilant about team sheet stuff, because it happens to all of us. It happened to me when I flew out to Europe. It's part of the game, though. Bright called out the error, though. Okay, so this game is over. Bright is the winner. They played to their outs. They found their out, which is identifying team sheet error. Some people might think it's cringe, but it is not. It is completely part of the game. It's a strategy game. If people are sending misinformation, whether intentional or unintentional, it is always a game loss. So we are going to actually leave this one. Was Aiden on stream? No, Aiden is one of our judges now, so he was aware of what was going on behind the scenes. All right, we're gonna hop in. My team sheet error is I built for the wrong format, lol. Been there. Been there as well. All right, we're gonna hop in and watch another one. 2935. Aiden was not on the stream yet. Hate to see it, but you gotta triple check. So true. All right. No, but Rowlet Owlet is my girlfriend who I semi-caused to have a team sheet error. Oh, no! Well, you know what? What we'll do is we will give them another chance to play it out next time. You know, maybe we'll be able to watch one of their sets later and give some constructive criticism. All right. Let's see. Or just commentary, not a constructive criticism. Okay, but we're jumping... Okay, wait. There's a Scolipede? Was somebody using... Okay. I was talking with my brother Mac, who was really, really excited about Scolipede. When he saw that Scolipede just has battle armor as the ability, he was so upset that he made up a fake ability for Scolipede. And he's just like, Scolipede should have 1,000 legs. My brother Austin was making up with him too. And they're like, all multi-hit moves to hit 1,000 times. And I just was crying, laughing, listening to them. Okay, getting back into this. All right, we see a Flare Blitz fly out. Okay. All the Pokemon are currently not knocked out. We see Pelipper is on the field. Oh, sorry. Scolipede is knocked out. Pelipper is on the field. Frostlass is on the field. Right now, in order for Note to get their weather back, they will have to switch out Pelipper. But the thing is like, Frostlass... Or not, sorry, Frostlass. Ninetales does not really threaten... Metagross. It like does okay damage, but Metagross has got such high stats, it's really just gonna be able to ignore that. Yeah, 1,000 legs is the new ability. Just we're retconning it. Sad we missed the Pede. Yeah, that's the thing though. Pede was probably only on the field for a little bit of time. What's up, dog? I don't know. What's up, dog? Okay, Freeze Strike fires off into Archaludon, trying to catch the Pelipper. It does not do the damage. I mean, it does a little bit of damage, but it does not remove the Pelipper. Flare Blitz does connect onto Metagross, and it is going to go down. So we are going to see a 3 versus 2 situation. But the thing is that Note does have their weather back, and Archaludon is a difficult Pokemon to remove. Actually, I said 3 versus 1. It's 3 versus 3. I thought that there was a knockout on the other side. That's what you get when you come into games late. We do have a Grimmsnarl on Note's side of the field. Does Note have Rain Dance on that Grimmsnarl? It does not. It has Screens and Foul Play. Alright, so Rain has returned. This is a really difficult turn for our player on the right side of the field. The thing is that they are going to have to probably switch a Pokemon out if they want to regain weather control, but even if they do switch a Pokemon out, that's going to result in potentially taking a giant Electro Shot. So the question is, do you stay in and fire off a Freeze Dry into Pelipper and try and get another KO? Or do you just switch out and say, hey, I need to get weather control back, I can't risk this? Note really can probably just remove their Pelipper, say, hey, I got Rain up, and also bring in the Grimmsnarl. We see Sneasler is the 4th and final Pokemon for White Boy. Alright, Freeze Dry does connect. That will be the end of Pelipper, but the question is there enough gas in the tank with just Incineroar and Sneasler? Let's see, does Electroshock fire off into Ninetales? Let's see. Alright, they're absorbing electricity. Electroshock fires off into Ninetales, and that will definitely be enough to pick up Ninetales. So, oh, I see why you said, what's up, dog? Okay. Alright, so now we see that it is just Incineroar and Sneasler up against Grimmsnarl and Archaludon. Archaludon does have 1 defense boost up. And notably, even though Incineroar will intimidate this Grimmsnarl is packing Foul Play, which means it's not using its own attack stat, it's using its opponent. So the Intimidate's not going to do much. Alright. But the thing is this Archaludon most likely is going to have to take at least a close combat, possibly 2. Okay, then also this is a no Protect, no Sash Sneasler. This is White Herb, Close Combat, Coaching, Dire Claw. Fake Out. So the question here is, what is each player going to do? Note Cave can click Protect on this Archaludon, which would give Grimmsnarl the ability to fire off at least an attack or set up a Reflect. I think that this bridge might have enough juice in the tank. Oh, we see a Fake Out come out from Incineroar. What do we see happen here? We see Electroshot fire off. Is this Archaludon faster than the Sneasler? We see that... Okay, Archaludon fires off a +2 Electroshot into Sneasler. Sneasler at 69% will go down. Did we miss a Tailwind go up? Reflect, I guess? Oh yeah, there was a Tailwind up. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay. I was really questioning how Archaludon was outspeeding Sneasler here, but with that, I think that this is most likely wrapped up. Unless this Incineroar can take a double up from both an Archaludon and a Grimmsnarl, I don't see how. And then also KO both. I don't know. I believe in Incineroar. I know he's a strong Pokemon. I just don't think he's that strong that he can take on both of these Pokemon here. Alrighty. And that is the end of our game. Is that the end of our set, or our first set of the tournament? I believe it is. That is the final set. So we are going to be moving on to round 2. That was a great... Oh. They said that it was a great set. Both players are being really good sports to each other. I always love to see that. They said that the Scolipede was really cool and they did not respect it enough, which means that Scolipede must have done something at some point. I do love to see that. That might have to be a Pokemon I use going forward. If I can make Barbicle do something on the ladder, I'm sure I can make Scolipede do something, right? So maybe that'll be what we do soon. Alright, we're going to do... Round 2 is up. Cool. General, what is going on? Alrighty, cool. Alright, we are up into round 2 now. Now what I want to do is I'm going to look at the metagame and I'm going to see if I can find any, like, Pokemon with a high win ratio that are not very common. Like, I want to look for someone that did well with a Pokemon that you don't see super frequently. Let's see. Okay, I'm looking. Unfortunately, let's see. Skeledirge undefeated. Ooh. We also have a few Pyroars. That's interesting. Let's see. You know, I do love me a good Skeledirge. Okay, I know what match we're watching if they're available. Wait, I can't do that because I just watched them. Let's see. Okay, you know what? No. We are doing it. We have to do the Skeledirge team because not only do they have Skeledirge, I mean, you're gonna know the person if you watch my stuff frequently enough. You could guess it. Okay, it's a Skeledirge facing off against Queer Crocodile. It's like the crocodile match of the century. All right, we're doing it. We're watching Trey Bebe versus Queer Crocodile, both players that play in our tournaments semi-frequently. So, like, honestly, like, pretty reoccurring people here. So it's going to be really fun to watch this set. Trey is rocking the Mega Scrafty and also a Skeledirge and also a Mega Raichu Y and Alolan Ninetales and Garchomp. And Queer Crocodile is rocking Charizard Y, Choice Scarf Hydreigon, Sash Whimsicott, Life Orb Garchomp, Basculegion, and White Herb Sneasler. So the question here is, also I need to move so we can see Scrafty in all his glory. Or do I do Spider-Man? It's been a while since I've been Spider-Man. Alright, we'll be Spider-Man. Stingray, buddy, you can't hop on this table. It's too messy. Oh, sorry, buddy. Croc versus Croc. If the Crocs are coming, the fangs are out. Oh no, Croc on Croc violence. It's a crocopolis. I was trying to say croc-apocalypse. Crocopolis. That's like a tongue twister and it's just a single word. Crocopolis. I give up. But anyway, we are going to be watching Scrafty Gaming or Skeletor. Like, look at Trey's team. He won the game and I'd say like the highest usage rate Pokemon on his team is obviously Garchomp, but then it's like Ninetales, which is not super common after that. So, like, we're seeing some crazy gaming here. All right, let's see. Beedrill Admirer versus Fairy Tail Girl. I will say, if it comes down to titles, we see Whimsicott Sneasler versus Tinkaton and Scrafty. Okay, so we are going to see at least a single Intimidate come out. The question is, will we see a secondary Intimidate? All right, Sneasler gets a White Herb proc. All right, also, Trey does have dual Megas. The question is, will he end up bringing them? Okay, also, I think that every single Pokemon on this battlefield, with the exception of Whimsicott, has the ability to click Fake Out, I believe. Let me check. Yep, Trey's Scrafty and his Tinkaton both have Fake Out. So, and is this a Sash? It is Sash Whimsicott. Alright, we see here the launching of the second Intimidate. The Sneasler, despite having White Herb, has been intimidated twice by one Pokemon. Alright, Sneasler goes for a Fake Out. It lands into Tinkaton. It does connect. What does Scrafty go for? Alright, Tinkaton flinches. Scrafty goes for Fake Out into Sneasler! Moonblast into Scrafty! He's a Mega! He can take this, right? No! Okay. Scrafty down. Oh no. But it's okay, it's all according to plan because here comes Ninetales. Unfortunately though, because Tinkaton did get to launch off its Fake Out, it will actually be able to be encored into its own Fake Out. So the question here is, like, do you just double into Ninetales? It looks like you might. We do see at least a Dire Claw fire off into Ninetales, and then followed up by a Moonblast. Will this be enough to remove Ninetales? It is, and just like dominoes, each Pokemon on Trey's team is falling. Trey has lost 2 Pokemon, and in exchange, he takes most of the health off of Jamie's Whimsicott. But you know what? You know what? It was always going to be a croc-on-croc gaming. I'm calling it. Skeledirge is in the back, right? Let's see. Oh, it's Garchomp. Still kind of... He's a land shark. It's basically a crocodile. Sharks on land. I don't know. Okay. I mean, Garchomp is a really strong Pokemon, and notably, like, does Trace have Rock Slide? Garchomp goes for Protect. This is a scary turn, because if that Whimsicott goes for Protect... Okay, we do see Tailwind. What do we see followed up by the Sneasler? We see Close Combat. It goes off into Garchomp. It will not land. What does Tinkaton go for? Goes for Play Rough into Whimsicott. Well, I mean, that moves us a little bit closer to the end game we're looking for, but we're not quite there. Trey has at least changed the Pokemon count from a from a 4 versus 2 to a 3 versus 2. So will they be able to make up the difference here? Notably, this is a, let's see what kind of, this is a Citrus Berry Basculegion, so it's going to be really difficult to remove it from the board. Also, with Tailwind up, I was going to say, they can pretty safely double up into this Garchomp. Garchomp goes down to 51%. Unfortunately, this is a Life Orb Garchomp. It probably will not survive the follow-up from Basculegion. Especially when it's a critical hit. And now it's just the little Tinkaton that could. Tinkaton versus the world. Does this Tinkaton have enough juice in the tank to remove every Pokemon that remains? Play Rough connects into Basculegion. Brings it down to its Citrus Berry. Alright. Tinkaton is still out here swinging for its life. Doing its best. You're sideways nice. Yeah, I'm Spider-Man now. I've transformed from Parker to Peter Parker. Alright, Basculegion goes for a Protect, calling the Tinkaton to attack into it, trying to get one more KO. We see a Close Combat from Sneasler. It's at -1. So it does not pick up Tinkaton, but it dodges the player of Trey trying to end this game with a 2 versus 1 situation, but because the chance that player of can miss can't even guarantee that. Unfortunately, even though Trey played it pretty well, it's looking like this game is all but wrapped up. And Close Combat will be enough to finish this game. Honestly, Trey did play that pretty well. There is one turn that I think could have been better for Trey, and that's the turn where Jamie did end up going for the Tailwind. If they clicked Encore into that spot, that's at least a turn where Trey could have made it so like Whimsicott has to either switch out or slow roll it. Like it's not great, but it at least like stalls out their turns of Tailwind. But also at the same time, if you Encore him into Moonblast and your final Pokemon's Garchomp, that's also pretty rough. Alright, but luckily for us, Pokemon is a game played in 3 sets, so even though you've lost game 1, does not mean you're out. It does not mean that this set is over. It just means it's time to adapt. And the question is, how do you play better or play differently into that set? It's also really hard because Scrafty, while it did get like 2 Intimidates off, unfortunately went down to a support Pokemon's attack, which is not lovely, not the best. Alright, so let's see, do we see any changes in the leads? We see Sneasler and Charizard versus Skeledirge and Tinkaton. So there is a change up, but the question is it the kind of change up that Trey needs in order to win this game? Alright, we do see that Trey's Tinkaton is Jolly, whereas this Sneasler is Adamant. I'm just going to do a quick calculation really quick. Is it possible for Adamant Tinkaton, or sorry, Adamant Sneasler to outspeed? Alright, so Tinkaton to outspeed. Let's see. Tinkaton is a base 94 speed Pokemon. Also, I'm looking at level 100, it needs to be level 50. The Fake Out does come out first, so it doesn't end up mattering. Tinkaton flinches. Heat Wave comes out, but it is going to miss. Or, sorry, it's going to connect into Tinkaton, but the Aqua Berry is going to keep it around. Alright, let's see. Tinkaton does survive. Skeledirge goes for a Will-O-Wisp. That is going to mitigate the damage of the Sneasler going forward. But notably, this Charizard's the one that's really pumping out the damage. We want to put that guy on pause. Alright. Also, if you are 252 plus... Sorry, it's not 252 anymore. Alright. Okay, Adamant Sneaslers can always if they have enough speed, can always outspeed Tinkaton. Just had to do that. Quick check for myself. I figured, but I wasn't sure. Yo, I'm on Treem. You are on Treem. All right. Sneasler is burned. Here comes the Dire Claw. It's going to do little to no damage to the Skeledirge. Heat Wave's going to come out. Notably, it's going to do a bit more damage. Also, we did see that this Charizard did outspeed Tinkaton. We're going to see a Torch Song come out. This concert is live. Alright. Leftovers healing. Skeledirge is lower than half health. It is not super healthy, but it's also not in terrible shape. We do see Raichu Y comes out. This is a Pokemon that heavily threatens this Charizard. The question is, though, did Jamie bring Garchomp in the back? Because if Garchomp's in the back, that is a Pokemon that would not love to see... would not love to... I mean, Raichu would not love to see that. Neither would Skeledirge, honestly. So the question is, how are these two players going to play here? I mean, honestly, if Garchomp's in the back and can get in safely against Trey's team, I don't know how Trey will get through this. Raichu is threatening Fake Out this turn. Notably, I imagine that Raichu's probably the fastest Pokemon on the field. Raichu's just going to go for a Protect, says, you know what, I don't need to rush it. Charizard goes for a Protect. We see a Close Combat come out. And the question is, do we see another Torch Song come out from this Skeledirge? No, we see a Will-O-Wisp calling, saying, hey, if you've got Garchomp, I bet he comes out here. Alright, Skeledirge does get a little bit of healing, and Sneasler does lose a little bit of health for its troubles. Alright. Basically, Raichu is saying, hey, you can let that Garchomp in, but if it comes in, Skeledirge is planning on getting a good old Will-O-Wisp off. And honestly, I like this slow play from Trey, because what's happening is, like, these Sun turns are ticking down, and also, like, on top of that, like, while the Sun turns are ticking down, you're also, like, slowly whittling away the Sneasler and, like, removing options from Jamie. Alright, so we see Mega Raichu Y does come out. Don't get confused, that's not Pikachu, that is a Raichu Y. We see a Zap Cannon fired off into Sneasler saying, hey, I'm calling it. You're not going to bring in the Garchomp this turn. Torch Song comes out, calls that as well. What an incredible play from Trey. Hey, if you're going to bring in these wacky Pokemon, you got to be prepared to make these wacky plays too. Alright, so Whimsicott does survive with 1 HP. Skeledirge is now at +2. The sun is shining, and this concert is on a roll right now. Alright, now the question, though, is Garchomp the 6th Pokemon? Because if Garchomp is, this is still a really hard turn for Trey here. Why you sideways? Because I'm Spider-Man now. Just for fun. Okay, so the question is, what does Trey do in the face of Earthquake? Because, like, this is Tailwind every single day of the week, plus Stomping or Earthquake. Alright, we see a Protect come out from Raichu. Tailwind comes out. I have to imagine we're going to see Stomping or some sort of attack. Okay, it is Stomping. Calls it correctly. Into Skeledirge. Skeledirge goes down. And all of a sudden, this game is looking really, really difficult for Trey to come back in. Like, played it really well, but all of a sudden, it is looking quite rough for him. OMG, Spider-Man's so cool. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, but I mean, hey, if there's ever been a Pokemon to threaten Garchomp, it is Ninetales. So, potentially, if there's a will, there's a way. If Trey can land a Blizzard and a Double Protect here, he could get right back into this. I speedran my first 2 losses, so I'm here now. Well, I'm glad to have you back. I'm sorry to hear that the losses happened, but... Okay, we see a Protect come out from Whimsicott. That's a good idea, because what's going to happen is it's going to keep Whimsicott safe for 1 more turn, which means it's probably going to be able to click Encore. We see Stomping Tantrum. Trey does land the double, and we find ourselves in a situation where maybe it's not over yet. Alright, Blizzard does land into Garchomp. Unfortunately, though, we've seen it happen once this stream. Oh, buddy, you can't keep hopping up on this table. It's too busy. You just hop on my lap. But anyway, Charizard is here. And I think with, unless, is this Sash? Please tell me this is Sash. It is Sash Ninetales. There is a chance. Okay, basically, in order for Trey to win this, they have to... they either have to call that they're going to double the Ninetales spot, or they have to land a triple protect. Okay. They go for Encore. The Encore lands. Gets the triple! This is the second triple we've seen on stream. What is happening? Alright, Heatwave comes out. Ninetales will survive this because it has a Focus Sash. Also, thank you so much for the subscribe, Tidge. We've seen 2 triples. That's insane. Alright. What does Ninetales go for? It goes for Blizzard. I think that is the correct play. I should have gone for triple protects to stall for weather. Yeah, this is the triple protect stream. Alright. Can we see the legendary quadruple is the question, though. Like could it happen? Could this happen? No, I'm banking on the quadruple, baby. If he lands the quadruple... Okay. Nope, no quadruple. I've never seen it happen, but I was hopeful. Alright, we see a protect. I think this is probably going to be Weather Ball into Raichu. Yep, bye-bye Raichu. Unless Raichu's stronger than I give it credit for. It is not. Bye-bye Raichu. A valiant effort, my dude. Honestly, it would have been crazy if Raichu landed the quadruple. I would have popped out of my chair. Okay. There are 3 turns of Sun left, which means there is no chance for freeze. There are chances for crits, though. Doesn't get it. Honestly, if Ninetales went for Blizzard last turn, it might have been doable. Weather Ball lands into Ninetales, and that is going to be the end of the game. I don't think either player played poorly. I think that both players played it really well. It was a really hard set. Trey made an incredible play. Like, the turn where he called Whimsicott is coming in here, and I can't remember what the other part was. I think he just did, like, I don't know, but he called both switches correctly and just got so much more momentum, but it still wasn't enough. That just goes to show that, like, while both players played incredibly, because Trey's team is not, like, super meta standard, or it's, like, got, like, less stats across the board, it means that Trey has to make bigger plays in order to get more momentum. Oh, a Zap Cannon to Sneasel. Yeah, that was a great play. Like, both players played that absolutely fantastically, and it just goes to show that, like, you can use off-meta teams and do well. Like, it was not just, like, a cakewalk for Queer Crocodile. They played it really well, but it was also pretty difficult. Basically, Big Six is the only team with that much flexibility. Yeah, if you don't have flexibility, you have to make really, really tough calls. And, like, hey, Trey did make one of the toughest calls, but again, with Whimsicott, the ability to get Tailwind mid-game and all these other things, ultimately it was not enough. But, like, they both played great. It was fun to watch both perspectives. In the turn, they stomping into Dirge, and I protected Raichu. Yeah, exactly. Queer Crocodile made the correct play there, too. That was a 90-10 matchup in my favor, Crocodile says. And I'm not good enough to make these calls. I've consistently gotten them wrong. Well, the thing is, if you keep making them, eventually you'll get to the point where you make the right calls. All right, we're going to hop in on another set. Since that one did end pretty quickly, it was only a 2-game set, and there wasn't a lot of protect stall. We did see a triple protect go off, but what was I gonna say? It was a pretty big slugfest. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna poison stall. It was not a slow game. It was bop 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 done. I mean, when you play Raichu Y, you're kind of playing like like. Either I win or I don't. All right, so we're jumping in. It looks like it's a Mega Mawile versus Sneasler and Nigel. Okay, and with a Mega Swampert in the back, I have a hard time imagining that Mawile is going to win this game. The question is, did they win game 1? And the answer is, yes. So it looks like we're probably going to be going to a game 3. Low-key Frostlass is kind of broken. I mean, Mawile does have full health, so in a world where, like, is Trick Room up? It does not look like it. No. Also, there's a belly bolt that went down. That's cool. I'm excited to see. Metagross is not an obstacle. Alright. Calls it, uses Sucker Punch into Pelipper. Pelipper goes down. Notably, Sneasler's only going to be able to use close combat, and it's potentially intimidated here. That doesn't look intimidated to me. Alright, Sneasler's stats are going to go down for its troubles, but then it's going to go right back up because of the White Herb. Wait, who is Beelor? I don't know what Beelor is. That is not my primary building partner. I don't know what you're talking about. Needs more testing though. I don't know who these people are either. Did I call Sneasler Beeslor or something? Okay. Mawile is cool. I don't think... Oh! I was about to say, that was a lot of damage. That had to have been a crit. Alright, here comes the close combat. My bad, Beeler. Beesler. Beeler has the same team as you, LOL. They're using the same 6. Oh, that's funny. I think Belly Bolt is pretty cool on Sneasler, or on Swampert teams, because Swampert's unaffected by electric moves, and Pelipper's unaffected by flying moves. So you have this weird kind of mind game at play where you have a lot of really good spread damage, but also, like, if your opponent switches, you can really catch someone off guard. Also, you guys have been giving me a lot of follows and a lot of subscribes. I just want to take the moment to say thank you for all the love and support. You guys rock. Also, Stream Elements wants to remind you that you can check out the monthly events channel to see when we're doing tournaments, which is every Monday. Alright, so Tim Bucket is using a, like, Heavy Rain plus Swampert Archaludon. This is Thunder Belly Bolt. This is like, oh, thank you for the follow, Queer Crocodile. I didn't realize you weren't following me until now, but I always appreciate you. We also gave you a shout out when you did super fantastic at Indy, so let's give a shout out again. So congratulations. You're so welcome, Parker VGC. So thank you, Tidge. My last two opponents used nearly identical teams. Generally, when you see your opponents are using nearly identical teams, it usually means that they're following something that's more meta standard, which means that it's probably a good idea to bake answers into your team that do well into those teams. Because, like, I'm trying to think how to say this. In Pokemon, there is a meta, which means that, like, people will constantly adapt and grow things, and, like, the closer you get to the meta, the more likely your opponents are going to have answers to you. So you want to have a team that does well into the meta, but is not standard. So, I noticed there's a Clodsire in this tournament. Who is this? I don't know. Clodsire's not in the game right now. Is that just their name? Or maybe he is and I haven't noticed it. The funny arch was too good. I've been trying to find a Zardwai answer for Rain, and there straight up isn't. Lycanroc can go on Rain teams. Cool teams. I have 3 mons nobody else is using. So true. It was Swampert Rain. I need to mod my team for it. Archie is hard for me to beat. Can't prep into stuff people don't use. Exactly, Trey. Yeah, I think I need Lycanroc or Mega Dragalge or something. Yeah, it is funny how Charizard is so strong right now that it, I'm trying to think how to say this, that it does well into Rain teams. So, like, you need to really be mindful of that. Like, you can't just be like, I have a Rain team, so I beat Charizard. That's why the Mega Frostlass team started running Rain Dance on Frostlass, so that they would have an answer to beat Charizard. I also need someone who could trade me a Floette so I can just bring Big 6. Yeah. Also, look at how big those knuckles are on Swampert. Like, those... They also kind of look like bouncy, though, so I feel like getting punched by it would probably hurt, but it also, like, maybe it's like a pillow. Maybe it's like a soft little springy... I don't know. Alright, so we see Trick Room go off. Notably, Swampert is not super fast when Trick Room is... Or, sorry, when Rain is not active. Also, when I was using my Swampert team, I actually recorded it. There were a few matches where I chose not to Mega my Swampert, so that way, like, when rain does go up, you don't have the speed boost, which means you can fight under Trick Room. It's something to consider, like, one of the reasons to hold off on Megaing your Swampert. Okay. But with that said, Swampert and Sneasler are chilling out under Trick Room with Megan, the Farigiraf, and Basculegion. I have to imagine that's... Let me see. This Basculegion is Choice Scarf, so it is going to go first. We see a Protect from Swampert. That is going to stall at least a turn of this Trick Room. We see Psychic Fire off. That's going to be the end of Sneasler. Do we see a flip? Well, we already saw the attack from Sneasler. Well, or sorry, from Basculegion. It is a Wave Crash. It's kind of a tough turn. How many decibels do you think Mega Swampert's Knuckles would produce by cracking those huge knuckles? They would just deflate. They would pop like a little balloon. Megan the Farigiraf. I feel like it needs to be like Megan the Mudsdale, like Megan the Stallion. Megalop did Megalop things. Let's go. Congratulations, Megalop. Alright, so we see a Psychic Fire off into Swampert. That's going to be a little bit of chunk. Honestly, not as much as I would have thought. We see an Earthquake. It's probably going to be enough to potentially remove both. Megan the Farigiraf does hang on. And I believe we'll probably see either Incineroar or Mawile enter now. I have to imagine that the fourth Pokemon that Tim Bucket's holding on to is the Pelipper. And they're probably angling for an endgame where it's like, hey, I get to use my Pelipper next to my Swampert outside of Trick Room. Because Trick Room is only going on for 2 more turns. Also, Mawile, like, while it does have huge power, it's not so strong that it's probably going to one-shot a Archaludon. It does have Play Rough, it does have Iron Head, and this is a Helping Hand Farigiraf. I mean, if Farigiraf clicks Helping Hand plus Play Rough on Mawile, maybe that would make the difference and potentially would be enough to remove this Archaludon. We do see Helping Hand. Oh, good idea. I've been using a Mudsdale team. I'm glad. We see Swampert go for a Protect. What does this Archaludon... Play Rough into the Swampert. Not like this. We start charging up our Electro Shots. Notably, since it's going to have to charge this turn, like, Swampert can't freely click Earthquake. They just forfeit. Tim Bucket wins the game. Interesting. The game was not over. Unless they saw something I didn't. But I don't think you go down to a single Earthquake. So you do Helping Hand Play Rough again into the, I guess, it's a weird turn. It's a weird play. Because, I don't know. It's a weird one. Maybe they saw something different. But also, if you're like, hey, the Swampert might Earthquake their own guy, you could just click Protect and let Swampert swing. So, I don't know. It was a weird, it was a weird one. Actually, I think Archaludon can take a Earthquake, so maybe they do just double swing there. It's a tricky one. I thought Play Rough missed, but it was just mistargeting. I do think that game was given up on a little bit early. Like, obviously it wasn't great to let them set up, but at the same time, it also didn't look like it was immediately over. All right, we're going to hop in on another one as well. Let's see. 9, 6, 1. Oh, I missed it. 1, 9, 53, 57. All right, this is a Game 3 situation. It's Conrad versus T-Mac Senpai. Sorry, Sooner TCG, I didn't see you, but I have been hydrating. All right, it's Staraptor versus Salazzle and Sneasler. I feel like if Sinestro joins the field, we'll have exclusively S-named Pokemon. Also, is that Mega Beedrill? Is that who I'm seeing? Oh, okay. Conrad is running the the Mono Poison type team. That is crazy. All right. Let's see. That's Beedrill. That's crazy. Alright, so Garchomp pops in. Garchomp is like the nightmare Pokemon for a mono poison type team. Especially because none of these poison type Pokemon have the ability to levitate. And Tailwind is currently up for T-Max Senpai. With that said, Staraptor is ticking down and Whimsicott is already down. Okay, you know what? I did not know that Sneasler had Unburden activated, so it does get Rock Tomb off, which means that this Garchomp, despite being in Tailwind, is now going to be at just +1, basically. I have to imagine that the Earth... Oh, you Roost, but you also Earthquake! Okay. The question is, was that a toxic poison onto this Staraptor? Because it was faster than the Garchomp, it roosted, it landed on the ground, and then got hit by its own Earthquake. Such a funny interaction. Life Orb goes off. How much poison damage does the Staraptor take? Just a little bit. Alright. We see 2 Pokemon go down. Who are the final 2 Pokemon on Conrad's side of the field, is the question. Alright, we see Venusaur. Who is the 4th and final Pokemon? And Toxapex. Alright, this is a bit of a tough turn because if Staraptor goes for Roost, I don't think that Conrad can make it back into this game. But at the same time, if Staraptor doesn't go for Roost, I don't know. Basically, like, Venusaur is really, really heavily threatened this turn. Because, like, Brave Bird will do almost all of its health, if not all of it. We do see Mega Venusaur come out here. It's kind of a 50-50 whether the bird attacks or whether it just roosts. Oh, the bird was trying to rest and Garchomp quakes. Okay, we see Venusaur does go for the Mega, but also opts to click Protect. We see Wide Guard from Toxapex. A good little middle ground play, saying, hey, if you click Earthquake, you'll at least hurt yourself. Roost does come out. They call correctly. Is it Roost plus Earthquake is the question. We see Roost plus Dragon Claw. So if Venusaur were to attack that turn, it would have been much better for them. One remaining turn of Tailwind, so even this is still looking quite rough. I have to imagine because Venusaur is so bulky, it can potentially survive a singular attack from Staraptor, depending on if it's been set up or not. It does not. Protect and Wide Guard both, lol. Alright. I mean, it is going to take a lot of recoil. Not enough. Dragon Claw comes out. Toxapex takes a little bit. Yeah, can't predict them all. I mean, it was a solid play from both players. Dropped a little early because something came up. Thanks for hosting, though. Of course. Also, for note, for future games, I'm now seeing that there's a different icon for Poison as there is for Toxic. Like, Poison has the little bubbles. Toxic has, like, the, like, bubble that's, like, coming out of... Like, you can see it if you look at Staraptor. Staraptor's poisoned, but Garchomp is Toxic poisoned. So, little cool detail. You'll probably know in your games, but, like, hopping into a set, you can identify it like that now. Alright, so I have to imagine that they probably just double... Oh, okay. I was gonna say, that's pretty cool for casting stuff. Yeah, it is cool. We see Baneful Bunker. This is probably Roost on the Staraptor, right? Okay, yeah, I was gonna say. I love that it's more clear than just a subtle shift in purple. Yeah, I do too. I love that there's, like, completely different icons. This poor Toxapex has so much work cut out for it right now. The drench instead of bubbles. Good eye. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to question, like in a world where, let's just say that they made the right call, they'd still have to deal with potentially Frostlass or Sinestcha. Alright, Brave Bird will do good recoil damage into the Staraptor. Toxapex takes a bit, but, like, honestly, like, if it survives this Dragon Claw... No, I was gonna say. It was like, there's a world if it survives the Dragon Claw. I don't know. I think you always just click Earthquake there, but I guess the idea is, like, hey, maybe the the thing will click Wide Guard. But at that point, you've just done too much damage, and I don't think it can come back. Good game to both players. It was a hard turn to call, but they ended up calling the play they needed to. Claude Sire Mafioso. Okay. All right. We have... It looks like we have one or two more sets still going on, so we're going to hop in over here. All right. 3142149 2. Alrighty. And let's see. We're spectating. Big fan of the poison type, so that was fun to watch. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, the fact that it came down to a hard call versus mono poison is really good. No, that's so true. Okay, so it is Floette versus Staraptor and Archaludon. I mean, it's looking like as long as... Let's see, is there any battle conditions that change things? Floette has 1 Calm Mind boost. Archaludon has 1 special attack boost. I guess it's really going to all come down to how these Pokemon are raised, because in a world where Floette... Does this Floette have... It does have Dazzling Gleam. I think that this game's probably over. Oh, no, maybe not. Brave Bird comes out. Does a good amount of damage. I think Floette just wins. I also think Floette just wins, but I was going to say maybe Floette will underspeed both of them. But no, it only undersped 1. Alright. Game timer is at 0. I think it only looks like it's at 0 because I came in to the thing probably like on the final turn. There have been games where I'll come in and it says 0 and then the next turn it resets. Okie dokie. So that is the end of that game. Let's hope my little break didn't make me completely bad. Generally, little breaks are usually pretty good. So I think, Lexi, you're probably going to come in with a mindset of like, I'm here to have fun, and that's the best way to play this game. Because if you're like, I have to win, it's going to make it much harder for you to do well. Ironically enough, like wanting to win is something that makes people usually perform worse. Because like life story for me, okay. When I first started playing VGC, actually it was during COVID, but I had a lot of practice going into regionals. So my first ever regional, I got points at. I went 5-3 because I had so much practice. Like I had 2 years worth of practice before I had gone to a regional. Oh, cool. We're entering this in the middle of one. But then, like, I had a good first season, good second season, got a few day 2s. Then I had my best ever performance at Louisville, and I got a 4th place finish. And I was like, oh, I'm going to make it to Worlds Guaranteed, because I'm just good at this game. But then I got humbled so hard, because as soon as you start to think you deserve wins instead of playing for fun, you start to play really poorly. Because you're like, oh... you just get in your head. So anyway, my whole season after getting my best performance ever, I did terrible at. And then, like, not until the next season where I, like, had finally been like, oh, you know what, I just want to go to play. And, like, at that event where I finally was like, hey, I just want to go to play and have fun is where I got my day 2 again. So, it's good to take breaks. Don't just force yourself to play. After my 2-month break, I went and top 4 to 80-ish person online event, and I was so confused. It was also my best result yet. Yeah, exactly. Toxapex 2 more times, lol. Yeah, we're Toxapex gaming, apparently. Okay, so we see Hydreigon Garchomp versus Hydreigon Mamoswine. The question, though, is... who's going to come out on top? Wait, also... Okay, for a second I thought I had saw a Metagross, and I was like, did we nickname something wrong? All about the mental gaming. Okay, so honestly, Mamoswine looking pretty strong here into the Garchomp and Hydreigon. But the thing is, Mamoswine generally underspeeds both of these Pokemon. So the question is, will Mamoswine, despite having a positive offensive matchup into these Pokemon, actually be able to accomplish anything here? Hunter's Mamoswine is a Sash Mamo, so they have to tap it twice to take it out, though. Wolf and that one guy in Seniors really hyped up Toxapex. Yeah, also all about the mental gaming, so true. Well, this is my first tourney after barely playing last season, and now I've speedrun my first 2 losses. That's okay. Like, listen, just because you have some losses doesn't mean it's, like, gonna... Like, let me put it like this. If you're coming in and you're like, I'm here for a good time, you're more likely to do well than if you're like, I have to win, I have to win, I have to win. Also, if you come into a tournament and you're playing like with unknown and you're like, I'm here to have a good time, you're not gonna win, right? Like there is a degree of like what I'm saying is not true. Like it's attitude and strong Pokemon and strong play, if you combine all of those things. Okay, so we see Incineroar switch in to get an Intimidate off into the Garchomp. We're seeing many switches now. We see Toxapex come in order to block any potential attacks into the Mamoswine. We see Incineroar go out back into Hydreigon. My gosh, we're seeing every Pokemon move which way across this board. And the question is like, is Mamoswine going down for all of these switches? Like, did we just position a board state where Mamoswine is no longer the most effective Pokemon in play? Because, like, has anyone even taken damage outside of this Heat Wave? All right, we see Heat Wave come out. It's going to bring Mamoswine down to its Focus Sash, and we do see that it does underspeed Charizard. I think I need coaching because I thought my team was decent and I'd been humbled. We see Earthquake come out. It is going to do really good damage into this Toxapex. Probably won't pick it up, but it will do a good chunk. My only advice is not drop unless you're absolutely fuming. Yeah, dropping... If you can always learn something, right? So it's like, every tournament I've ever played in, I just keep playing. Unless I'm like, if I'm in a real event... Also, maybe I should be focused... Okay. If I'm in a real tournament, I usually will play it out. There have been times where it's like, I know for a fact I'm not invested in the format anymore. Like, if it's the final tournament of Scarlet and Violet double restricted, and I don't really want to play that format, and I'm looking forward to Champions, that's the one time I was like, yeah, I don't need to play anymore. But if it's like, you think you're going to play again in that format, you should definitely keep playing, because you can see what other high-level players are doing. You can see what's strong. You can, like, there's a lot of things to just clock. Also, okay, so we see Toxic go into Hydreigon. Hydreigon is pretty low. Mamoswine has 1% health, and we know that there is an Incineroar in the back. The question is, we need to navigate this Mamoswine and whatever other Pokemon outside of Incineroar is on Hunter's side of the field in order to take care of that Garchomp, because that Garchomp is looking really, really threatening. And, like, you probably need to use a combination of Ice Shard and a few other things in order to take it out. Man, I want to get coaching, but it's pricey from what I've seen. It's prohibitively expensive, so I'll just have to put up with being bad for a while. Okay, we see a Wide Guard from Toxapex with the idea that, like, hey, I can shut down Snarl from your Choice Scarf Hydreigon, and you are not going to be able to click Earthquake into my Toxapex either. We see another Heat Wave fire off. There is going to be a Protect from Mamoswine, and Hydreigon is going to dodge it. So unfortunately, Hydreigon probably would have been better off just fainting here for the Mamoswine player, but they're not going to get away with that. So Toxapex is probably just going to click Wide Guard again. It doesn't really have a reason not to. I have to imagine Hunter here probably would get a lot of benefit from switching an Incineroar. It's probably not ideal, but at the same time, you really don't want to lose this Mamoswine because it's just a really important piece for your end game. I swear if there's another triple... Well, Wide Guard doesn't count towards consecutive protects. All right, we see a withdrawal from Hydreigon into Charizard, and do we see the follow-up from Mamoswine? Okay, we see the double pivot. Mamo just got a double too. Oh, okay, I was distracted by conversation. Like, over a year ago, I just grinded my way to learning the game. Yeah, sometimes that's what you just gotta do, is just keep clicking buttons. Also, the quantity of games you get in is how... It's gonna reflect how good you are at the game. And if you're switching teams a lot, that's also going to affect how good you are at the game. Like, if you grind the same team indefinitely, you're going to learn what to do in every single matchup. Even if it's like a terrible matchup, you will learn. I'm not saying that's the way to do it, but like my Azumarill team, I think in another world, I probably could have day 2'd NAIC. Like, I was 1 win away from it. And also, like, I mean, I kind of got unlucky, but at the same time, when you play rough, that's what's going to happen. But, like, I don't think Azumarill's, like, a busted Pokemon. I don't think that team was, like, super busted. I think it's just I really knew what to do. So, if you, like, start grinding Charizard stuff... Sorry, I didn't mean to, like, whip this cat around, but he was, like, falling. If you start grinding Charizard stuff, you're going to get really good at the game really quickly. Well, not really quickly, but, like... the time you put in will yield fruit. You will get good at the game. When you need to learn the game, I'd recommend switching teams quite a lot to learn the flow of games work. I started playing last drag. Okay, that is fair. Here's my counterpoint. Playing playing other teams is helpful. What's really helpful with playing other teams is if you have, like, a mainstay. Like, this is the team you're focused on. Like, you're a Charizard player. And you say... Cat, yeah. If you say, I'm gonna main Charizard, but I can't beat Mega Swampert. Like, you're just really struggling into that. If you play, like, 5 games of Mega Swampert, or if you... 5's probably too little. If you play a lot of games of Mega Swampert, you'll probably start to learn... Like, oh, this is the weaknesses of Mega Swampert teams. This is what I would do in this situation. This is how I'd play against it. I got to Master Ball in Season 1 and struggled to get back into Master Ball this season. I'm gonna drop a Barbicle video tomorrow. You can use that to get the Master Ball. No, I'm also trying... People get a lot better. Yeah, people got a lot better, but I also think... Actually, I don't know if people got a lot better. I think people got a lot more exposed to things that are in the game, and maybe the teams that you were using are more known now. Well, I guess that is people getting better. But I think I just fell off skill-wise. You're in your own head. You're way in your own head. If you got into Master Ball once, you're there. You just need to, like, keep having fun. I got horrible luck when grinding for Master Ball, LOL. That is rough. I did go on, like, an 8-game win streak with the Barbicle team, but I think it's also, like, you have to consider, is my team built for best of 1, or is my team built for best of 3? Because I had Zoroark and Barbicle. That is, like, the most best of 1 team of all time. You also have to ask yourself, what are your goals? And, like, are you getting what you want out of everything? Also, we haven't really been talking about this set at all, and I apologize. Mamoswine is still alive. It is kind of the crucial piece to beat the Charizard, or to beat the Garchomp. Both Pokemon are toxic. Toxapex is at low health, and Hydreigon's looking pretty healthy. We see Draco Meteor comes out. It is going to connect into the Hydreigon. It's going to do most of its health, but not all of it. It's basically we are angling for how can we get this end game where Mamo does beat Mamo beats Charizard, and I think that it's looking pretty rough. Sableye is definitely more of the best of 1 mon. Oh, for sure. Infestation comes out. Yeah, I don't think Mamoswine's got enough juice in the tank to take... Like, can Infestation miss? Toxic can't miss, so this game's over. If you're a poison type and you use Toxic, it's gonna hit no matter what, even if you're using Fly, even if you're using Dig. I don't know if Phantom Force abides by the same rules. I'm also scared of Sableye, but I've never played verse 1 in a tournament because Sableye, like, it's still good, but it's generally more of a best of 1 ladder mon. I'm also scared of... Oh, sorry, I read that one already. Insyn's still alive, though. Oh, sorry, I didn't read Insyn was still alive. And Insyn is healthy. Never mind. Maybe there's... If there's a will, there's a way. Do they have... Well, I guess... Okay, we see Baneful Bunker come out. But it is definitely best of 1 guy. Yeah, it is. Alright. We see Fake Out into the Baneful Bunker. I'm assuming that this is Ice Shard next. It still is a game. It is still a game. Yeah, okay. I didn't realize Insyn was still alive. I thought it was just Mamo versus the world. It is... This is the definition of it is still a game. Actually... Like, okay, I'm thinking about it, right? Garchomp's not going down to a Ice Shard. It's gotta get followed up by something else. I don't think it's going down to 1. Also, thank you so much. I think I just gotta subscribe. I can't see the full animation when it's a YouTube thing. So I really appreciate it. I hope you guys are having fun watching. I don't think I did, actually. It's a call. Yeah, it is a call. Well, is it, though? I don't think Ice Shard picks up, so I think you always just click Earthquake Wide Guard. Yeah, it looks bad. Because, like, Earthquake will pick up Mamoswine and do the majority of instance health. Okay, never mind. Rock Slide. You had to click Ice Shard there, I think. I mean, Ice Shard crit would have won it, too, right? Oh, you know what? They were calling that, they clicked Protect, I think, on the Garchomp. Good play. Good play. Secret Bright Powder. Yeah, good play by both players. It was a really close one. Now this Insyn's getting eaten by bugs, though. Thank you for the follow, Xenon1237. Greatly appreciated. Also, I had to figure out how to change my YouTube follow thing to the Indeedies as well. Thank you for the subscription, Hidden Valley. That now I just want ranch. I don't know. I don't really know if wide guard's the call there. I think it's just kind of like, hey, we're here. Oh no, that's totally the call. Never mind. I take it. I take it all back. Also, I apologize to Thomas and Hunter. I probably could have given more informed commentary, but I was really invested in the conversations happening in the Twitch chat about mentality, which I do think are helpful, and I do think that based on how you guys played, which looked like you had a lot of knowledge, you probably could come back and watch this and get a lot of information from yourselves. So, with that said, great plays by both players, and we are going to round 3, baby. Let's see. We're getting a lot of follows. Guys, I think we're going to be at 400 followers pretty soon, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. I went from like 50 followers. Also, it got really dark. Let me turn on a light. And we're going to enter a room. Hold on. Light is coming up. I said, let there be light. Cool. Alright, I'm no longer in the darkness. I'm also not feeling particularly Spider-Man-y anymore either, though, so let's... Whoop. My only... Sorry, I will read your mental comment in just a second. I do think mental is really important, especially when it comes to competing. Let's see... Alright, we jumped into Tim Bucket's game late last time. They are using Swampert Bellybolt. If they show up, I would really like to watch their game, because it is this is cool. This is their set is very cool. They are up against a Mega Blaziken, so it's Mega Swampert versus Mega Blaziken. Let me read through these comments while we're waiting. Okay. My mental only has recently gotten better. I used to go on a losing streaks, but I'm better about it now. Yeah, what really helps with mental, in my experience, is doing anything other than playing Pokemon. Like, I like to draw, I like to, like, go and see friends. If you stop playing Pokemon, you start to get better at Pokemon. Do you know why Mamazon failed Protect turn 1 that game? My only assumption is that I didn't really see what happened, but generally when multiple Pokemon use Protect, the final Pokemon to use Protect generally fails, which is good because if that happens, you can use Protect the following turn and get it guaranteed because you failed last time. I guess I can make the room. Also, they have not checked in yet. Alright, I'm gonna make the room. 41, 86, 26, 14. Alright, my mental tends to get worse after getting one play wrong. That's something that can be improved upon by just being like, hey, everybody makes mistakes. You want to know how many dumb plays I've made? Many. Also, wait, why am I in Pokeball? Is this only based on your singles performance? I'm in Master... wait, it could be because if everything's set to Master Ball 4 or whatever, that might be it. It doesn't help that my team basically has no room for error. Yeah, then you should play a team that is more generous. Oh, I made a single battle lobby. Whoopsie. Sorry. Sorry. My bad. Thank you guys, though. Oopsie. I'm starting to question whether our other opponent is going to show up. So, I am a Pokeball gamer in singles right now. I am questioning whether our other opponent is showing up. So, if they do not show up, I am going to... I am going to just jump to a different battle. Wait, hold up. Is that the Parker Simmons? The one and only! Chill on my boy Tim. No, Tim's here. Tim's not the problem. Not that anyone is the problem. It's that Tim's opponent hasn't checked in yet. Listen, I have no problems with anyone taking a second. I'm not playing. I'm just hosting. so I'm angry. Why are you angry? I'm not... Tim is cooking. He's 2-0. I wanted to watch his set with Belly Bolt. That's cool. I do know where we're going if we don't go here, though. If this match doesn't happen, I have another one lined up. Tim Bucket is here. No, I'm mad at the opponent. Why are you mad at your opponent? Where is this? Cool. Oh, you're mad at the opponent? I mean, if... Bro, you there? Here's what we'll do. If Tim's match doesn't happen... Also, I didn't say this till late. If Tim's match doesn't happen, we'll have Tim be our round 4 match. So, Tim just pop in and be like, you owe me, and I'll put you on for the 4th one. If this doesn't happen. Also, Lazy Warlock, I didn't say, is that Lazy Warlock? I missed that opportunity. The one and only Lazy Warlock. Lazy Warlock, your name's Lazy Warlock 52. Were you born in 1952? What is the significance of 52? Me and Tim gotta run the on-stream fade. I ain't in the tournament, but still. I mean, hey, join the tournament. You can run the fade on the tournament sometime. Okay. Unfortunately, Tim's opponent didn't show up, so... Tim, just remind me and you will be our round 4 set, okay? We are jumping into this one, though, because we are going to watch some Mega Lopunny Mega Star Raptor Gaming. I only play to fight Wolfie. No, I was born on May 2nd. Oh, that makes sense. You only play to fight Wolfie. That's crazy. An ancient warlock from the 50s. That'd be cool. Okay. Alright, so we're jumping in. It looks like Incineroar got out with a parting shot, potentially. And Floette has taken some damage. I haven't lost to Wolfie yet. I haven't played him before. Yo, same. Do I just win my round 3? You did just win your round 3. If they show up late and you do want to... Oh, wait, we have a match issue. Let me check. Okay, I'm going to clear the request. Let's see. Okay, Hospitality comes in. Is this Calm Mind Floette Calm Minding? Yeah, you got congratulations, Tim. You're gonna be our stream set. So, okay. So, let's see. We see Typhlosion. Oh, thank you for the follow, Gimme Gold. Greatly appreciated. Ninetales Typhlosion up against Sinestcha and Floette. This Sinestcha's heavily threatened. I have to imagine that the Sinestcha's probably just retreating to Incineroar. We see Typhlosion also retreated. Oh, never mind. It's Basculegion. I have lost to Wolf, but our match was so epic it broke the venue. Indie round 4. That's insane. That's crazy. Lazy Warlock. Dazzling Gleam. All right. How close was your set, Lazy? Did it feel like you were like, because that was when he was running his Steelix team, right? Like, I want to know how that set went and what you were running. All right, so we see Sinestcha took a lot of damage, so did Ninetales. This Basculegion enters the field. It is a... Let's check what kind of Basculegion it is. It is a Choice Scarf Basculegion. And Jackson is running... Oh, and then we can see Kurt is running, like, Skarmory Mega Lopunny stuff. So, like, if this Skarmory can enter the battlefield unintimidated, I have to imagine that this Floette is just gone. Alright, we see Last Respects come out into Sinestcha. It's not going to be enough to pick up. It is going to do a lot of damage. We see Citrus Berry come out. It's looking like it might be in Dazzling Gleam range, based on how much it took last time. Blizzard's going to do a good amount of chip into both. Yeah, it was a pretty negative matchup. I was on Aerozard Gem. It's not slop to me. Oh, okay, Sinestcha does survive. Now the question is, what does Sinestcha use? Because honestly, a Matcha Gotcha could get a lot of damage onto this Basculegion. Unfortunately, that Basculegion says, I don't care about no Matcha Gotchas. Game 1, I won by hard calling him every turn. I I respect that, Lazy. I'm glad to hear you went crazy. I'm glad to hear you really showed what was what. All right, so instead of bringing Skarmory, we actually see Mega Lopunny, and luckily enough, Mega Lopunny is in a position here where it can Mega. Actually, no, it can't. I was gonna say can Mega before Incineroar comes in and avoid getting intimidated, but based on how the switching in Megas work, it will Mega and then be affected by Scrappy, or it'll Mega be in. Or sorry, the ability Intimidate will go off. It will then Mega, and then it will be unable to be intimidated. So I have to imagine Basculegion probably is just going to switch out here into Incineroar. But the question too is like, can Floette even survive an attack from Lopunny if it just doubles it? Alright, let's see. Also, what is this Lopunny's physical attack? What are we cooking with here, Kurt the Buzzwole? This Lopunny has... Oh, it has Facade. Not generally a very strong move without being burned, but hey, it ain't nothing. All right, Fake Out comes out. Holy cow, that's a lot of damage for a Fake Out. Followed up by a Strength Sap, getting all its health back, saying, hey, you didn't take me out, so I'm just going to get back on the board. Sinestro goes almost back to full. All right, Game 2 was super duper sweaty, ending on him really playing well. And then Game 3 was also mega sweaty, and he won off getting 2 D-dances off. Sounds like a fun set, though. Not gonna lie, I'm shocked I'm doing this good right now. Well, I mean, you're using a team that is almost entirely meta with a Belly Bolt. So that's... I have a rule with my friends when we're building, and it's generally like, you want to use Spice, but you want to have like 10% Spice. You want to have something that's like just decent, like off enough where people are like, I don't know my matchup into Belly Bolt. Like, yeah, I know what to do into Swampert, but I don't know what to do into Belly Bolt. I mean, like, Swampert, Archaludon, Pelipper, Sneasler, Sinestro are all decently meta, but that Belly Bolt is sauce. That's some spicy Pokemon right there. Alright. Snow stops. We do have a Typhlosion for this endgame, which is going to be really difficult for the this Sinestro to deal with. It was genuinely my favorite set of both Indie and NAC. It was so fun. That's awesome to hear. I'm glad. I mean, kinda. I'm not saying, like... Okay, and you have to understand that, like, when I say meta, it's not like I'm saying, like, oh, you're using not fun, not cool Pokemon. Like, Swampert's cool. Like, that's... It's not like you just picked the most standard 6 Pokemon of all time. I'm just saying, like, when I say meta, I'm saying you see it around. You don't see Liquidation Swampert. That is off. Helping Hand Pelipper is cool. But yeah, like, okay, so, like, I'm not... Belly Bolt kind of just there because I needed a filler mount. It does cook. Yeah, no, Tim, your team is really cool, and it is, like, there's nothing wrong... Okay, let's compare your team to Trey Bebe's team. Your team is, like, on the meta spectrum, it is more meta than Trey's team. But you have Belly Bolt, which does... It's not like you're, like, Charizard stuff. It's, like, slightly off meta. Like, it's like, if the spectrum is, like... I can't fit into the camera. This is, this is, like, full meta. You go, like, right there. But if you're, like, all the way down here at the bottom, it's like, you're probably not going to be strong enough to actually make anything happen. Like, being off meta doesn't mean, like, it's stronger. It just means it's different. Also, it looks like we saw a double KO happen, which means that it's just on Typhlosion's shoulders, and I don't remember how much health that Incineroar had, but I have to imagine, since Basculegion is still alive, that this game is looking like it's going to go to Jack. Facade. Yeah, they're rocking Facade. I think it's in case they get burned. The question is, can they burn themselves? Or status themselves. They do have Will-O-Wisp on the Typhlosion, so they can use Scarf, Will-O-Wisp into their own Lopunny and get super Facades. Alright, Eruption comes out. It's not enough to pick up. And I have to imagine that Basculegion alone is probably... I mean, Incineroar can probably do it. Okay, that's too much damage. I wonder if is Kurt the kind of guy that say, hey, I want to see how much my moves can do, or are they the kind of guy that says, you know what, let's run it back. Let's go. Let's just speed it up to the next game. Kurt might also be like, hey, if I can take a Pokemon, I can get a mental victory here. Alright, we see Helping Hand come out from the Incineroar. Eruption comes out. Maybe there'll be some big crits. There is not. Is it going to be a Kissy to end it? Yeah, it's going to be a Kissy to end it. Alright. We're going to game 2, baby. I'm using Golden Go, Zarina, Dragonite, Mimikyu, Arcanine, and Overqwil. And I also have a Trick Room team with Garbodor. Okay, so the Garbodor, if we're talking about meta spectrum, like, Garbodor is at, like, this end. Like, Garbodor is not... You never see it. Bellibolt, like, you might see it. Not very frequently. Bellibolt, not very frequently. Garbodor, I've maybe one game. Maybe one game I've seen it. And I can tell you this, I don't think they won their one game I saw it. With that said, I have lost a Mega Audino. Garbodor is trash, no pun intended. So true. So true. Garbodor is one of my friend's favorite Pokemon. I think he likes it ironically, but I think if you like something ironically hard enough, you go back into it. I don't know. Maybe I saw Garbodor in Pokeball tier. Parker, where do you put me on the meta spectrum? I have to look at your teams, like, because I've been, like, really being specific about it. Like, I would say that you're, like, more meta than, like, Potato Chip and I, but, like, I don't think, I don't know, I haven't seen your teams, and half the time when we play Lazy, it's, like, in, like, casual for fun tournaments where we're using stuff that Austin made for us anyway, so I don't know. In Ultra Ball and Garbodor helped me to do it. Hey, you know what? Rock on! I'm using Mega Barbicle. You gotta use those off-meta guys. That's what I'm always curious about. When do you forfeit to minimize your opponent's knowledge versus when do you keep playing to maximize your knowledge? That's something you get more control of, or like more understanding of the more you play. And it's also one of those things where you, like, you get to a level where you're... Okay, look. When you play Pokemon, in my experience... The more familiar you get with the meta and the more familiar you get with the team, the more you can start doing, like back of the mind thinking. There's probably a better way to say this, but, like, you can get to the point where you're like, I don't need to use mental energy to know how much damage this is going to do or what's going to happen. So I know Iron Head from Skarmory when I'm intimidated, it's going to do 78% to 84% to this Floette. So you're not even thinking about that anymore, and you're like, oh, I can start thinking about other things. So then you start to think about, like, things like, okay, they know that I know that I know that they know, and then that's when you start thinking about things like that, that's when you start to, like, go, okay, I can't let them know this specific detail, because if they know the specific detail, it will change how they play the game. I don't know if that was, like, clear enough, if that, like, displayed what we needed to talk about enough, but it's kind of how it goes. I can try and explain it better if people are confused. I'm waiting for Quagsire for my Diet Swampert, Coke Zero Swampert. That's what I'm always... Oh, sorry, I already read that one. Ultra to Master is going to be harder, much harder than Poke to Ultra. Yeah, it is. I'm so shrugging scared. Barbicle, I feel like, just isn't even being explored. I think the Mon has some real stats and a decent typing for the meta. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just also not good. It's weird. Like, if it top 8 at a regional, I wouldn't be surprised. Not on my team. My team's not a top 8 Barbicle team. Oh my god, Skarmory is good as gold. Well, actually, it's Stalwart, so it's just gonna ignore redirection. But it is that's what we thought its ability was gonna be. God, I wish it was. Would it be way better than Stalwart? I don't know. It's different. They play really differently. Yeah, they gutted Golden Go, though. Rip my boy. I brought Aerozard, Sylveon, Gambit, Garchomp, Basculage into both Indian and ASC. Well, then on the spectrum, you're not here. You're right around there. I guess we're talking moves, not Pokemon, so you can't be too far from the meta. A Legends ZA Demon. Who, like, Golden Go, or who we talking? Thank you for the follow, Big Huge Daddy. Thank you, Big Huge Daddy. We love the follow. Hey, how's the games going? They're going well. I am commentating this tournament, but honestly, I'm kind of more commentating the commentating right now. Like, the people in the chat. I think Good as Gold would have been leagues better than Stalwart. Golden Go. Mega Skarmory, what's its ability? Mega Skarmory has Stalwart, which means it cannot be redirected. Golden Go was a Legend ZA demon. Golden Go was also a Scarlet and Violet demon. Stalwart. Yeah, Stalwart is very strong. Into this Floette team, that's what this Skarmory is built to do. Because, like, generally what they'll do is they'll redirect with Sinestro, but, like, now they can't redirect. They're not, like, they're going to heal it up, but, like, Skarmory's going to get to keep annoying this Golden Go and keep attacking this Golden Go, and it's like, there's not Golden Go, sorry, Floette. And I think, we can check, I've been distracted by the comments. Skarmory's got -1 attack. At -2 with a Helping Hand, I think you still KO Floette. But I think at the same time, Jack might not even be playing to specifically like set up and use this Floette as the end game. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see Jack switch the Pokemon out here. Okay, we see Farigiraf come out. Sinestro comes back and we get healing into Skarmory. I like that play. The question though is, does Skarmory KO Floette or survive this attack? It does survive. It's at -1. Can it remove this Floette? Okay, Ironhead comes out. Floette is gone. Okay, so now it is a 3 versus 1. Sorry, 3 versus 1. 4 versus 3. Shadow Ball comes out. Skarmory is gone. It is now a 3 versus 3. But the thing, too, is, like, I don't love the fact that you have to beat a Basculegion and an Incineroar with your Typhlosion. It's looking quite difficult. Okay, we've got a lot of comments. I kind of get it. Although the natures are visible, I think people might assume my bold Kebia Berry Whimsicott is built to survive a Dire Claw from Adamant Sneasler. Yeah, it's stuff like that, where you start to go like, oh, it doesn't actually do that, but it scares people. There was a person that had Clear Amulet Hatterene, so people would not use Parting Shot into it, even though Clear Amulet doesn't block Parting Shot on Hatterene because of Magic Bounce. So there's, like, you get to the point where you're playing the game where you're just playing 2 mind games instead of actually playing, like, mechanically how the game works. So that's kind of when information gaming is a thing, if that makes sense. Also, okay. In your opinion, what's the top 5 best Megas in the game right now? Charizard. Okay, I need to pull them up. I need to look at the list. It's probably, I mean, off the dome, it's Charizard, Gengar, Frostlass. Well, Floette's above those. Floette, and it's Charizard, Floette, Gengar, Frostlass, and Delphox? It's hard. Like, it's like Delphox, Swampert. There's a few of them, but generally, the top 3 are Charizard first, Floette, then Gengar, is my opinion. Floette ain't even that bad, to BH. Floette's good. No, Floette's really strong. Zardwy, Floette, Frostlass, Gengar, or... Oh yeah, I forgot Metagross. Metagross is up there too. Alright, gotta go. Dinner. Thanks for the tour. Of course, thanks for coming, Quick Crocodile. Floette ain't even that bad. Yeah, I mean, Floette's good. Floette is pay to win. Delphox in my heart. Having used Delphox, I think it is really strong. 1,000 legs Scolipede. I wish Mac was here. Yeah, in case you didn't know, we've retconned Scolipede's ability, so it has an actual ability. It's called 1,000 Legs. Every multi-hit move hits 1,000 times. Okay. Basculegion, Sinestro versus Farigiraf and Typhlosion. I think we've already seen Typhlosion is locked into Eruption. Is this a... What kind of Basculegion? Let me see. Okay. This is a Choice Scarf Basculegion. So Basculegion actually opting to switch out. We see Incineroar come out. Attack falls. Sinestro uses Protect. Do we see like a Helping Hand Eruption? Okay, we see Shadow Ball. Interesting. Does not do very much. We see Psychic. Does not do anything. Okay. Metagross is great with the right comp. Does it play the animation for each hit? Yes, it does, Norf. It's like Mousehold Blast. It does Population Bomb. Every hit has a 1% chance to miss. My first ever team in Champions was Mr. Rhyme, Mega Slowbro, Mega Starmie, Politoed, Garganacl, and Baratic. I was playing since the week after it first released. That's really cool, Gimme Gold. Thanks for sharing. Like, I think Mega Slowbro is going to be really real when Indeedee comes out. I wish they had the decency to buff Scolopede's HP to 80. They should buff it to 1,000. Did Scolipede get the Mega Emboar treatment by getting a useless ability? Yes, it did. It got like, an ability that makes it so it can't be crit. I can't remember which one. I think it's just Shell Armor or something, but yeah, it is Shell Armor. It's fine. It's not... Someone used it in this tournament, and apparently it was quite scary. Its original ability is Speed Boost, so it is like a Pokemon. It's cool, but it's not as good as it should be. I'm still holding out for Mega Glim. It has the potential to OHKO both Charizard and Floette, depending on build. I haven't figured out the team that needs to support it. I see. I could see Mega Alakazam being real with Indeedee's Unleashed. I could see that too. But I also... It's going to be real, but at the same time, it's going to be... it's going to be frail. Mr. Rhyme and his Screen Cleaner ability stopped Aurora Veil, which I struggled with. That is cool. That is fun. Screen Cleaner removes your screens too, which is really funny. I didn't know that until just recently. Also, Teeter Dance with Slowbro own tempo was too funny. That is really funny. Gimme Gold. I do like that. Speed Boost then loses 50 speed upon Mega Evolving. LOL. It got the anti-Urshifu ability without Urshifu being in the game. It'd be cooler if it had 1,000 legs. So true. You know what? Let's give every Pokemon 1,000 legs. Also, we're gonna hop into another lobby. Also, our next stream game is going to be Tim Bucket after like the next set starts, because I said that it was going to be his, and then his opponent didn't show up, or their opponent didn't show up. And we're going to hop in on Tarmindo versus Pastel. Would have been much different if I had my Malamar team shuts the Floette down completely. How does Malamar team shut down the Floette? I feel like... Oh, thanks for the... thanks for following Ploppy14 TV. Okay, we see Shadow Ball fly out into this Pelipper. I think Pelipper's the final Pokemon, and that game is over. The question is... the question is, was that game 1, 2, or 3? It looks like they haven't recorded any of them yet. I have a Topsy-Turvy Malamar team. Oh, that's funny. I wanted to run Topsy-Turvy when Dondozo was a big thing and just go, alright, all your stats are debuffs now. Alrighty. There. I gotta sneeze. I'm gonna be right back. I'll start spectating. I gotta go grab a tissue. I'm also going to grab my water and fill it up. I'll be right back. Alright, I have returned. Got a Topsy-Turvy the Star Raptors. So my audio's doubled? Is it still doubled, or is it good now? Eel profile with no eel team, I'm rooting against them. I love my stupid little eel team. I have not seen Electros, period. Is there even one in this tournament? There are 3. I do have bad news, though. No Electros team has won a single game today. Like, set. Sorry, not game. Set. The Electrosses are out here hurting. At least as the time of recording the second set. Alright, okay, also we're popping back in. We see this is a Star Raptors Swampert, Metagross, Overquill, Pelipper team. This is a crazy team. Then we see on the other team has got Team Chili Dogs. I haven't seen one Electros, not that scary. I paired Eel with Raichu to double spam Discharge on ladder. Audio always be good. Oh, okay. Well, someone said audio was doubled, so I don't know. I was just asking. Okay. So Frostlass switches out. So we see Basculegion comes in. We see Archaludon switches out into Pelipper. This is going to regain the rain, which means that the fastest Pokemon will be Swampert. It is going to take a Sucker Punch for its troubles, which is going to remove the Kingambit, which means that Swampert is then going to target into the Basculegion. With high horsepower, it's not going to be enough to KO, but it's going to do a heck of a lot of damage. Also, we didn't start our next set, right? This is still round 3. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, I was like, I've got to be where I'm supposed to be. All right, also, okay, now the question is Swampert in range of a Cellrock? It's got to be in range of at least Aqua Jet. It was doubled. It seems good now. Okay, good to know. I don't know why it would be, but... Okay. I do like the names, Shadow and Pound Cake. And Jacinta and Baruto. Okay, Bruto. All right, we see Swampert's going to protect, saying, hey, I think you really, really, really want to target this slot. So I'm not going to let you. Aqua Jet gets blocked. We see an Accelerock come out. Isn't enough to pick up Pelipper. It is not. It does a lot of damage, though. And we're going to see a Hurricane, which will probably remove this Basculegion. I think the idea here is like, hey, if I remove Basculegion, then I don't really care about your Frostlass or your Lycanroc. I think that I can survive at least a hit. But actually, you know what? I think you should be kind of sweating, because the thing is like, you lost your Swift Swim, which means that now you are the 2 slower Pokemon on the side of the field. I guess the idea is like, hey, maybe I can switch in a Metagross or a... Oh, you know what? If they have Staraptor in the back, Staraptor would be a great switch in, because you can intimidate the Lycanroc. I mean, obviously it would be going down, but... Also, we see another Protect come out from Swampert saying, hey, I'm going to get the position I need to get. It might not happen immediately, but it will happen. I used one in Season 1 and called it Ursats? Never mind. Never mind, it's still doubled? Because it's Ursats Floette. Is it... Oh, I think I have an idea why it might be doubled. Hold on, let me see. Actually, no. The way it would be doubled is not possible. Is anyone else hearing me come through doubled, or is it just Cycrome? Also, Pokemeg is on YouTube and Cychrome's on Twitch, so maybe the Twitch people are hearing it. Ursats meaning usually artificial, inferior, substitute, or imitation. Oh, I've never heard that before. Thank you. Alright. We see Pound Cake switches out into Staraptor. Audio fine, no double. I'm on both. Oh, okay. Accelerock comes out and it destroys Staraptor. Gets the critical hit. Now the question here is, did Swampert remove any Pokemon? The answer is no. I have to imagine that we're just going to see a Shadow Ball follow-up, and that's probably just going to be the end of our game here. That Accelerock crit went crazy. Very noticeable with cries. Oh, you're saying the Oh, the game audio's doubled. I know what's happening. I have the game audio too high, so it's coming through my speaker. Thank you for the heads up. So it should be better now. Also, I love you, Pelipper, but I don't think you're the guy that can get through this one anymore. I think Shadow Ball or Accel Rock will be enough, and that'll be game. The critical hit on the Accel Rock was quite unfortunate, though. Oh, right, you're not using a headset. Yeah. I am not using a headset. But that does answer what's happening, so we can at least fix it, so... Alrighty. We have... Oh, Trey Bebe is still going. We can jump into their game. Oh, wait. Was that game 3? Or actually, if that was game 2, we're staying... Okay, no, the room ended. Oh, right. Imagine Friendship Mechanics and Champions. Dude, I'm winning the whole regional. I'm rubbing my Pokemon's bellies. I'm to make your money, you gotta make sure your Pokemon and you are best friends. That game, it would be so toxic, though. Like, imagine, like, you're at a regional and then it's like, my Pokemon hung on because it loved me. I do think Return that's fine. Return is cool. I think it's a bummer Return's gone, honestly. Normal type is, like, kind of an underwhelming type. Like, you have some really strong Pokemon, but, like, the moves itself, like, maybe limit Return to just normal types. Like, Lopunny is hurting right now. Also, Scrafty's on death's door here. It's burned, and it's very low health, and I have to imagine all these Pokemon are pretty threatening here. Alright, so Robin S goes for a Protect. Snorlax is especially hurting, agreed. Bullet Punch comes out, does not connect. Can Scrafty make it to the end of the turn? Gets Dragon Clawed, goes down. Diggersby's hurting even more. And I think that's going to be game. I think that if Scrafty could have removed that Metagross, then this would be Trey's game to win. But with Bullet Punch online, I don't see a way where Robin S walks out of this okay. Here comes Bullet Punch. And that's the end of the game. And Trey says, GG's, that was a close one. It looks like a close one based on how this is going. Because honestly, if that Metagross wasn't packing Bullet Punch, I think just a Blizzard alone would have probably been enough to remove both those Pokemon with how low Metagross's health was. Oh, apparently Heat Wave burned him. He was like a close set, but the Heat Wave burn did him in. Alrighty. And how many sets are left? We have one set remaining. Oh, did that just happen? Yep, that was the last set. We are going to go on to round 4. So, Tim, if you're in here, we're going to make you our set. Let's do tournament round updates. Round 4 is up. Megalope has been a letdown because the only thing... Normal attacks are Mega Kick, Facade, and Sadness. Diggersby is hurt. Yeah, Diggersby is really hurting. I saw on the stream someone was using, in NAIC, someone was using Mega Lopunny and they had Mega Kick. Imagine a world where you're like, I gotta run this Mega Kick. I gotta do it. It's the only way I'm getting damage. Getting double burned in my set with Machagacha was amazing. Oh, that sounds... It depends on what side of the Machagacha you're on, but that sounds quite annoying. All right, so Tim Bucket is up against High Jump Sean. I did make the announcement to all our good people. I dropped the crit on Raptor. Peeved me off. I dropped that. Oh, you dropped after you got crit by Staraptor. Yeah, that was rough. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, crits are good for entertainment value, but at the same time, it really hurts when they show up. Tim, I'm glad you checked in because I'm in your lobby. I'll host the lobby right now. Excellent. Cool. Yeah, but I do question, okay, the main one. Can you walk me through your game plan of what was going to happen? Like, so Shadow Ball goes into Swampert, so then you'd have... I'm trying to remember what the board state was. I know that it was, you definitely lose as soon as you got crit, which is unfortunate. But, I also think it wasn't 100% locked up there, unless I'm remembering incorrectly. Alright. I'll host the lobby. Missed attack, list me on my... Missed attack, list me my last set. Lost it. Okay, that's right. This MA and MB, well, more so MA, I think, than MB. They're super similar formats. But because we don't have, like, terrain and, like, super hyper omega broken Pokemon like we used to, there's a lot of Pokemon that have to just swing with heat waves and miss a lot, and it's quite difficult to play. Honestly, like, in my sets in NAIC, I fought Ko, and it was really close. I did have to angle for a game where I hit him with, like, 17 Dire Claws, no joke, no over-exaggeration. But I did miss a play rough to lose, and it felt, like, not terrible. Like, I wasn't like, oh, I hate everything. It was just like, oh, I was this close to beating one of the players that went undefeated up until, like, top 16 with my Azumarill team. And, I don't know. That's just the format. It's like, don't miss? I don't know. Or, like, you're going to miss, so accept it. All right, so Tim Bucket really got this cool Belly Bolt, Pelipper, Archaloot on Swampert team. So, like, really wants to be in the rain. But the nice thing is, like, even outside of the rain, like, Belly Bolt's a kind of scary Pokemon to the Pokemon that are not Raichu, Garchomp. Like, Wims doesn't care too much, but at the same time, it's like, Wims probably isn't hitting Belly Bolt for too much damage either. The question, though, is, does the Belly Bolt come into the set? Beating Ko would be legendary. Yeah, it was really close. It was, like, I really respect the way they played. It was a fun set. Honestly, the matchup was favored towards them, and I was trying to cheese them to get it in my favor. And I almost did, but, like, yeah, I don't know. It was a, like... There's a reason that they went undefeated. They were a good player. But I don't know. I've got some big wins under my belt. I guess NAIC was just not one of those tournaments where I get the big wins. But you know what? It happens. I was going to U-turn Lycan since... Oh, I didn't realize you had U-turn. Since I'm pretty sure I'd live because I'm 32 HP, 1 defense. Then either KO Frostlass with U-turn the next turn if they KO'd Pelly. Or see if I kill with Pelly. Well, here's the thing, though. Like, they just double you with 2 Accel Rocks. Like, you won't get a U-turn off, right? That was my game plan, yeah. I don't know. I'm probably just not fully remembering the board state. Okay, so we see Raichu plus Basculegion. And Sneasler plus Swampert. Alright, what does this Raichu have? It's got Zap Cannon, Fake Out, Focus Blast, and... Protect. And then the Sneasler also has Fake Out. Notably, this is a modest Raichu, and this is a... do they both have Raichu? No, okay. And this is a Adamant Sneasler. So it's unlikely that Sneasler will outspeed Raichu. So having the faster Fake Out, they're kind of inclined to both click Protect here. We'll have to see what both players choose to do. The Swampert is threatening heavy damage into both Pokemon. Like, Wave Crash probably picks up either one. Well, it doesn't pick up Swampert. It probably picks up Sneasler is what I meant to say. Also, this is a Mystic Water Basculegion. So a double up would definitely pick up. But okay, so we see Mega Raichu Y shows itself. Luckily, though, revealing Mega Raichu Y, that's saying, hey... Guess what? I didn't bring Mega Charizard, so the rain is yours if you want it. Swampert chooses to Mega here. All right, let's see what all the players choose to do. We see a Protect come out from Sneasler, followed by what? Protect come out from Basculegion, followed by what? Fake Out. Call it the Fake Out correctly. Okay, Swampert flinches. Okay, so we see at least a little bit of momentum happen. We see Fake Out chip into Swampert. It does almost nothing. But hey, damage is damage. The next question is, what are going to be everyone else's, like, next moves? And, like, we could see Pelipper switch in on the Swampert spot and Swampert click Earthquake. But if that happens, then, like, Raichu can click Protect and Basculegion can swing with a big Mystic Water Adaptability Wave Crash into Swampert. And, like... I have to imagine that's going to do a lot of damage into Swampert. But if you don't do that, then you might just lose a Pokemon. So, okay, we do see Raichu switch out. Charizard does come in, so Hey, I don't have Mega Charizard, but I do have Charizard. Dire Claw comes out. They say, hey, you know what? I don't need to to get the rain up. Liquidation into the Charizard, calls it out, says, hey, you know what? I'm just going to take out Charizard. Oh, you would have lived a second one. They were at -1. Okay, that's... Wave Crash comes out. Was that a crit, or does that just pick up? Bye-bye, Swampert. Okay. We see Liquidation Swampert. You might as well just be using Wave Crash if you're just going to go down to moves like Basculege and Wave Crash. I don't know. Mystic Water adaptability and adding rain, the damage would be insane. No, it definitely would. But the thing is like, they didn't even add the rain. The Swampert just went down without the rain. Alright, so we see Raichu and Basculegion are on the field. Fake Out has been reset. They, like, can the Sinestcha click Protect? The Sinestcha does not have Protect. It's got Rage Powder, Shadow Ball, Matcha Gotcha. I have to imagine that it's also Colbur Berry. So it won't take Dark moves. Sorry, it'll take Dark moves well. It won't take Ghost moves well. So I have to imagine we probably might see a Last Respects into Sinestcha, plus a Fake Out or a double up into Sinestcha. Because this Sinestcha cannot Protect. We do see Fake Out. We are angling to just do some chip into Sneasler and say, hey, you can't do what you want to do. One tick Last Respects. It is enough to pick up Sinestcha. Now the question is, who is the final Pokemon? And I kind of think it might be Pelipper. Yep, there he is. Or there she is. Yeah, it doesn't even need rain. It's crazy. Alright, so Nigel the Pelipper. This is a Citrus Berry Pelipper. I guess right now, what we're going to learn is, hey, is the Raichu faster than the Sneasler? Because if the Raichu's not faster than the Sneasler, this is one of those turns where it's like, Tim Bucket will gain valuable information. Well, I guess maybe not. Like, there's also a world where Sean just clicks Protect on their Raichu and says, hey, I don't need to reveal speed stats right now. Like, go take Basculegion, just remove the Sneasler. Okay, so they go for Aqua Jet. They try and remove the Sneasler before it can click an attack. Zap Cannon comes out. We do see that Raichu is faster. The Raichu's kind of cool. Like, it's cute. I like it. I'm digging him. Close Combat comes out. I think that's going to be bye-bye Raichu. It is bye-bye to Raichu. He's cute, but he's not very bulky. White Herb goes off. Sneasler's now the fastest Pokemon, but it's too little too late. The thing, though, is Tim Bucket was the one that quit there, and I don't think that that's optimal, because you do want to see who the fourth Pokemon is. I don't think we saw the fourth Pokemon. You want to know what they have in the back. Oh, yeah, that was crazy. Okay, like, I hate to say this, and I'm sure that there's, like, reasons to not run Basculegion, but I almost think that Swampert is just, like, not as good as Basculegion, and Basculegion's a Mega. Like, I hate to say that, but I think the Wave Crashes hit harder, and Last Respects is a more broken move. Are there any other judges in the tournament? Sorry, I didn't realize there was a judge issue. There are, but I think that they're a little distracted. What's the issue? Alright, we're gonna spectate. Right, the in-game model really made me like Mega Raichu so much more. I know, it's so good. Okay. All right. So the question is, how is Tim Bucket going to manage dealing with this Basculegion? Because, like, it seems like The Charizard part of the team, not so difficult to deal with. The, like, Raichu could be dealt with. The big problem is that big fish. Like, how is Tim going to navigate this situation? Like, if Archaludon gets into a situation where it has a few defense stat boost, it can probably do it, but at the same time, it's like there's a lightning rod next to that fish. We see Sneasler Bellibolt. I mean, if there is a Pokemon that can work around Raichu, it's probably Bellibolt. Oh, we have match issue. Match issue. What's the issue? Oh. Okay. Alright. Judge issues are done. Okay. Alright, let's see. Okay, so we see Sneasler Bellibolt. What kind of Bellibolt are we looking at? The Bellibolt has Thunder, Slack Off, Parabolic Charge. I feel like Parabolic Charge could be a good move to use here if you think that Bellibolt can survive Basculegion stuff. Because if Bellibolt gets tapped at all, I think Parabolic Charge might just pick up Basculegion. Okay, Basculegion is going to go for a Protect. Oh, we see Protect from Bellibolt. Interesting. We see Fake Out come out. It's a really interesting turn. Because I feel like... Okay, we know Close Combat picks up Raichu, right? But... if I'm just trying to think. How can we get through this turn? Or how can we get to the next turn? If the Raichu Basculegion combo right now is really, really threatening to Tim Bucket. I mean, there is a world where you... I was going to say you switch in Sneasler, or not Sneasler, Swampert, but Swampert can't take a Wave Crash, apparently. So maybe you switch in your Archaludon, but then you're going to get paralyzed for your troubles, and also you're going to get Focus Blasted the next turn. Okay, here comes Focus Blast. I think it's just a double up into Bellibolt. Alright, we see... Electromorphosis is charging up. Close Combat comes in, say bye-bye to Raichu. Alright, Sneasler's now the fastest Pokemon. The question, though, is did Bellibolt target... Or did they target into Bellibolt, or did they target into Sneasler? I have to imagine they targeted into Bellibolt. Okay, they did. They take a decent... I mean, they go down, but they're going to take a lot of chip for their troubles. Sneasler did lose its White Herb, and it is locked into Close Combat. So if Whimsicott comes in, they can Encore you into Close Combat. This is not over. It is interesting, though, that Sean is opting to say, hey, you can have your reign. I don't care. I'm not bringing Charizard. He's not the guy that I need in this matchup. All right, let's see. Both players are thinking really intensely about what they need to bring next. I feel like if you have Swampert, you probably bring it here. Okay, we see Garchomp as the next Pokemon to come out. Swampert the Sociable makes its appearance. Alright, so the speed order right now is going to go Sneasler, then Sneasler, then Garchomp, then Basculegion, then Swampert. Unless Swampert switches out. The thing, though, is that Basculegion has not taken enough damage yet to be taken out by Swampert. But Swampert, he ain't that guy. He can get taken out by Basculegion, apparently. So it's kind of a tricky situation. The Basculegion... Let me make sure that I'm reading this correctly. Tournament page, standings. The Basculegion is a Adamant Basculegion, and so is Swampert. But Swampert has a lower speed stat. Okay, I feel like we might be relying on Dire Claw shenanigans right now, or a Protect from Swampert. We see a Protect from Sneasler. Interesting. We see Stomping Tantrum come out from Garchomp into Sneasler. Okay. We see Ice Punch, saying, you know what, I think Garchomp's the big threat. We also do see that Swampert does outspeed the Basculegion, so that does tell us a bit about how each Pokemon is raised. We see Wave Crash come out. That's going to be good chip into Swampert. And by chip, I mean his whole health bar. Now the question is, who are these final Pokemon here? Also, if it's Whimsicott, you're locked into Protect. It is Whimsicott. It's the last Pokemon Pelipper. It's Pelipper. This is a tough turn. I think Basculegion is in range of Hurricane. And Pelipper is timid. So there is a chance that Pelipper just outspeeds Basculegion. But the question is, after Tailwind, will okay, so like I guess you could click Tailwind with Whimsicott, right? And then target into Nigel if you think it can pick it up. But the thing is like, what happens if you don't? And then you're in a real big pickle. This Whimsicott is a Focus Sash, so it's gonna have to take one hit. Okay, we see Helping Hand come out from the Pelipper. A really interesting play here. Dire Claw comes out. It's not enough to pick up, but the Wave Crash recoil probably will be enough to take it out. We see Moonblast come out into Pelipper. All right, but the question is, what's the next attack? Is it last? It is last respect to the Pelipper. Pelipper making the correct call, saying, you know what? I'm not long for this world. I have to make the call I need to make right now. Okay, the unfortunate thing though is like this Sneasler's pinned in a really awkward situation where it's like, if they go for Dire Claw, then Whimsicott, like, Basculegion can Protect and Whimsicott can click Moonblast. Or sorry, they can click, but if they don't, then they can click Aqua Jet and Moonblast, and it's still game over. In a world where that Dire Claw poisoned or slapped, there was a chance for Sneasler to bring it back, but man, it's just so hard to deal with that Basculegion. Sean has just a very strong team. It is really hard to deal with that. Well played by Sean, well played by Tim Bucket, but it is going to be Sean's game today. All right. Let's see. We are gonna pop in on. Oh yeah. Oh, I know where we're going. We're going Sceptile Gaming. GG's whoever that was. That was Sean. You played it well, Tim. It was a hard set. I feel like you made most of the calls you needed to make. The fact that your Swampert went down to their Wave Crash was just like, how else were you supposed to play that? All right, we are going to watch a game, and this game is going to be, let's see, we're watching Mega Sceptile Gaming. He's in the Twitch chat. Yeah, you played it really well too. High Jump Sean. That Mega Raichu is looking real scary on your team the way you're playing it. I timed out in game 1 somewhere. Like you ran out of time to click your moves, you're saying? Okay, so it looks like we're jumping in at the start of Game 3. Okay, so we see Sceptile Charizard lead. Too bad we don't have the pledges in the game anymore. That'd be pretty interesting. Followed up by Lopunny and Ninetales. I think Lopunny is one of the fastest Megas, but I actually think Sceptile outspeeds Lopunny. So that could be an interaction that is important. Specifically, Mega Sceptile does. This is Mega Sceptile. It's got Energy Ball, Dragon Pulse, Earth Power, Protect. This is Life Orb Solar Power Charizard. So, not the normal sets you see. So, the Sceptile will be Mega-ing. The question, though, is, like, what is the plan to deal with this Ninetales, though? Because Sceptile, not known for doing well into Ice types. Come here. You are not allowed to walk on that table, dude. Alright, Lopunny is going to Mega. It made it awkward. It made it awkward a bit. The pledges would be really cool to have. Yeah, I agree. We see Fake Out come into Sceptile. It does like almost 30. It does 34% of its health. We see an Aurora Veil come out from Ninetales. I have to imagine that this is going to be a Heat Wave coming out from Life Orb Charizard. Heatwave comes out, but it's not going to connect on someone. Notably, it's Ninetales. The Focus Sash Ninetales gets away with it. And Aurora Veil Lopunny says, you know, I'm fine. That hurt, but I didn't love it, but I'm going to be okay. How do I know if I made top cut? Just wondering. There are no top cuts in our tournament, Tim. We just have like a top 8 and we post the graphic. We do 5 sets. So we have one more set after this. But if you would make top cut if we had it if you were in the top 8. Dang, that's a good call out. Yeah, I mean, the fact that they got away with it was kind of crazy. Blizzard comes out. Whimsicott goes down to 1. It does survive. I have to imagine we're going to be seeing a Tailwind or an Encore from this Whimsicott. I think it's probably Tailwind, though. Like, I think the idea is like, hey, if I click Tailwind and I click Heat Wave, I'm going to bring your Pokemon potentially down to 1 HP. Farigiraf is not the Pokemon you want to see if you're clicking Tailwind, though. Sunny Day. Oh, you know what? I changed my answer. This is the Life Orb Solar Powered Charizard. This is the I'm going to blow things up mode. Okay, also we do see it does miss on the Charizard, or sorry, on the Whimsicott, so it's going to be around for another turn, so you can click Tailwind and get another one of those bad boys. Unfortunately, that did almost nothing to Farigiraf behind the Aurora Veil. That's insane. And the thing is, if you don't click Tailwind, you're not going to get another one of those. Does this Farigiraf have Protect? It does. There's like a weird mind game at play. If you click Helping Hand Blizzard, they both go down. If you click Trick Room, you get Trick Room up. Okay. They go for Protect. If you go for Weather Ball on Charizard, then Farig goes down. We do see Tailwind. Did they go for Weather Ball onto Farig? That's the next question. Oh, non-Megazard is so fire. Heat Wave. I think we're going into the Trick Room, though. Unless this is a crit. Or it does it significantly more than last time. Okay. Life Orb Zard. Tailwind's up. Here comes the Trick Room. Hyper Voice, never mind, saying, I'll just clear you the old-fashioned way. So the placement depends on your set ratio, wins and losses. That is correct, yes. So since you're at 3-1 right now, if you win one more, you're positioned to do really well in the tournament. Basically, there's probably only going to be 1-5-0, maybe 2. So we'll see. All right, Rotom comes out. Sceptile comes out. Oh, this is Discharge for days. And they are clicking Discharge and Sceptile moves all day long. But here's what's going to happen. I can already tell you the next turn. What's going to happen, Tailwind's up, right? This is, what kind of Rotom is this? This is I'm assuming it's Scarf, because that's how they usually are. Yep. This is Discharge Rotom. They're going to click Discharge. The Sceptile's going to attack. The Frig is going to click Protect. They're going to switch in Lopunny next turn. They're going to click Fake Out Trick Room. And the momentum's going to completely switch against this Sceptile, which is like looking really good in this moment, but it's going to be hurting in the next. The other thing to note, though, is like you can only Fake Out one of these Pokemon, and Lopunny has taken damage. This was the correct play from Kurt. Protect is the right play there. Honestly, this Farigiraf behind Aurora Veil looking really strong. Okay, Lopunny comes out. Here comes the Fake Out. Do you do the other 33% to Sceptile with Fake Out? I mean, also, who's your final Pokemon for Kurt? Because, like, eventually... Well, I was going to say eventually Trick Room will end, or Tailwind will end, but this is Scarf Rotom. And, okay, Earth Power. Fire off your tail. Lopunny lives at 2%. I think that's pretty bad. Oh, no, never mind. They went for an attack. I think you always go for Fake Out Trick Room there. Because now you're in a bit of a pickle where this Rotom can click Discharge pretty freely. And then you can just do Earth Power into Farig. Or if you're worried that Farig is going to switch into a Sinestcha or whatever, you can make calls. But, like, I just think that if you got Trick Room up, you're in a much more favorable position. Okay, we see a Protect from Lopunny. We see a Discharge come out. I mean, maybe they're angling. If they have Scarf Typhlosion, that would also make sense why they're doing what they're doing. But I think if you had Scarf Typhlosion, you probably would have just done it earlier. Alright, we see Discharge come out into Frigg. It's not enough to pick up. They follow it up with another Earth Power, firing those tails off. Also, notably, if you're angling for a Pokemon that's going to outspeed the Sceptile, you have to survive the Discharge first. Okay, it is Typhlosion. That is a Pokemon that will outspeed. That Lopunny is so low, and so is the Sceptile too, though. I guess the question's going to come down to who's going to win the war of attrition, the Rotom or the Typhlosion. Also, in the event that you get parried, the Sceptile will just win the game overall, you know. So, can someone ping me in the Discord server when the next round starts? I need to do something for a bit, please. Tim Bucket, if you go in the Discord and you click the emoji, the punching glove in the Flares channel, you will get a notification when rounds go live. Alright. We see one Discharge brings it down to 30%. Notably, the next Discharge will bring them down to another 30%, which will bring them down to 30. There is a world where Sceptile, since it's new... No, I don't think Sceptile will survive it at 30%. I don't know. It is a little bit stronger than normal Sceptile. They try and go for the double protect. I respect it, because if you get it, you win, but... Alright. Rotom does survive just barely. I really like that play, because if you get it, then you are making Discharge remain a spread move. Oh my gosh, that did so much damage. Or sorry, yeah, you're making Eruptions remain a spread move. I question if Eruption at 8% can do 8% to Rotom. It's gonna be close. I don't think it will. It goes down to 3, and Rotom survives. Notably, luck was against Kurt there anyway, because in the event that it paralyzed, then it was just over for them anyway. I understand why Kurt played the way they did. It was a tricky endgame. I think they made the right plays. I don't know. I think if you got Trick Room up, you would have been in a better position, because then you can remove Sceptile, because Sceptile almost always... I don't know. It was weird. There was no direct line for victory for Kurt. It was a hard set, and they played it well. Oh, was that game 3? Well, I think Sceptile won the set, right? Are we done? Yes, that was game 3. Oh, you don't have Trick Room for Igraf? That changes things. I should have looked at the team sheet. You played it really well. I'm so used to all Farigaraphs having Trick Room that I just was like, oh yeah, of course, the Farigaraph's got Trick Room. Alright, we have one more set that's concluding. We're gonna go to that one now. You did play it really well then. Honestly, like the Pokemon surviving what they did was crazy. Also, the Eruption game was also pretty scary too. I think that you did. Yeah, it was a good set. It was a good set all around. You both played it well. You both played with knowledge. You both played with intention. It was fun. Ooh, Hisuian Decidueye Pyroar team. Hello, Parker. How's it going? It's going well. I'm streaming the tournament, just doing some casting, having a good time. We just jumped in on Nathan VGC versus Hefnasty. It looks like Hefnasty has won game 1. They've got a really cool Trick Room Decidueye Mega Pyroar team. Pyroar's gone down. It is now a 2 versus 3 situation with Decidueye in the back, but notably, Sun is up and there are multiple Trick Room turns remaining, so... I think Figgy is the Giraffe and Treasure is the Torkoal. Torkoal's really low, but notably it can still provide value in Helping Hand. The question is, what does this Basculegion go for? Thunderbolt. Helping Hand Thunderbolt's going to do majority of Basculegion's health, but not enough to pick it up. We're going to see Wave Crash, and this is Life Orb Basculegion, so the Basculegion is certainly going down after this. Yeah, I was going to say, even if the recoil didn't do it, the Life Orb tick would have. How are you doing today, Dark Force? Alright, Heat Wave goes off. It is going to be enough to remove both Pokemon, so it is going to be the lone Ronin Decidueye versus Hydreigon. Notably, this is a Scarf Hydreigon, so it has no way of getting out of attacking this turn. It cannot protect. Decidueye is coming in, and Decidueye does have close combat with a Life Orb, so I have a hard time believing that it is going to survive this attack. Hi, how are you? I'm doing good. How are you doing? Close combat. Alright, and that's going to be game. Love to see Pokemon like Decidueye like pop off. Really cool Pokemon to have on your team. I was using Decidueye at the beginning of MA, and I thought it was a lot of fun. I'm pretty good. Young adults went well. I'm enjoying VGC again. I'm really happy to hear that. I'm surviving. Thanks. I'm really happy to hear that you're enjoying VGC again. The fact that you're surviving, I wish for more for you. I believe in you. Like, I understand how it goes. I've had to go through many periods of just surviving, but I can't wait for you to have a time where it's not just survival. All right. Also, we are going to pop in on Psychrum versus Dr. Fiso. New 4734691. Thanks. I'm not super in the mood to play ladder these days. I enjoy tours more. Yeah, that's fair. I get it. I wish I could have used one of my cooked up MB teams. Haha. Had a fun Malamar team, and I had a fun team with Eel. Those are cool. You'll have to break them out sometime and show us what you got. Alright, we see Protect from Garchomp. Alright, it looks like it's a Garchomp versus the World Endgame here. All the Garchomps are protecting. We'll have to wait until we see what the health bars are looking at. Also, this is Game 3. And, okay, it looks like Tomas is in a situation where, like, potentially Earthquake could do it. Like, Earthquake could end both of them. Also, Reflect has one more turn available. Parting Shot comes out from Grim. I guess the idea is like, hey, if you Dragon Claw my Garchomp, I'm going to slow your damage down. It does survive thanks to the Parting Shot plus the Reflect. Alright, Rough Skin is going to do Chip Back. Life Orb is going to do more Chip Back. If this Garchomp has Dragon Claw, I think it's curtains for this other Garchomp. And that is the end of Garchomp. Notably, Rough Skin's going to remove the other Garchomp. No, it lives on one. Never mind, I take it back. Alright, if you don't mind me asking, no matter how lucky you get and how good your team is, at a 7-3 record and top 100 finish in a 900-player tour is a good accomplishment. Yeah, that's a great accomplishment. Like, doesn't matter what happened. Like, anyone that has done a tournament run is probably going to, like, and done well in a tournament, is probably going to tell you they got lucky at some point. It was my first day too. Yeah, you should feel really good about that. That is a good accomplishment. Like, Pokemon is a game where luck is a massive factor. So we can't just say like, oh, you got lucky, because that's part of the game. Psychrum is rated with 4 viewers. Thanks for the raid, Psychrum. Greatly appreciated. Alright, we're gonna just pop this along. There's no way that was only game 1. Sorry, we have to continue on. I dropped because I lost every single match I actually played. It happens, dude. Don't worry about it. Like, I've had tournaments like that too. Sometimes you just gotta like wait, or like brush it off and say GG, go next, you know, or just like do something that's gonna make you have a good night. Life's not all about playing the Pokemons, so we're gonna move on to the next round of the tournament. Oops. Round 5 is up. Cool. Alright, cool. Let's do... Alright, round 5 is up. We are going... I'm gonna... Alright, I've had it happen. Pokemon can be rough sometimes. Oh yeah, we've all been there. Zardwai is unwinnable for my team without perfect play. Yeah, that's why, like, Okay. I built my, like, Delphox Azumarill team, and I really liked it. But I was like, man, it's so hard to play into Zardwai. And I'm like, I should probably just play a Zardwai if it's, like, that straightforward and that powerful. And then it's like, then you can innovate on that. There's nothing wrong with going with, like, meta standard stuff and innovating from there. Alright, so... I'm debating what match we should watch right now. I think we should probably watch the teams that are like 4-0 each, because it's probably going to give us the highest level of commentary. Like, it's going to be like, these are the trainers that are going to probably win the tournament. There is also Jackson C, who is also 4-0, but because they paired into a 3-1 player, based on resistance, it's probably going to go to High Jump Sean or Mr. Awesome. There is a chance that it does not, but it probably will. Yeah, I've probably got to switch to Big 6 and make everyone else question why they're not doing the same. I think you should switch to Big 6 to understand its weaknesses at least. Like, I think I didn't play enough Charizard. Like, because I didn't really play any Charizard. I played like 3 sets of it, and then I switched to something else. But I think that it doesn't hurt to really understand the opponent's perspective from your own perspective. Like, you should know what their weaknesses are, and the best way to gauge an opponent's, like, team's weaknesses is by actually just playing the team. Alrighty. Alright, so we're following High Jump Sean again. He's the player that was using the Mega Raichu Y team. And he is facing off against Mr. Awesome, who is running a Ceruledge, Floette, Whimsicott, Vanillux, Rotom Wash, Incineroar team. So, like, it's a single Mega, but the Mega is Floette. But they also have a Ceruledge, which is pretty cool. Alright. Alright, we are joining again. Alright, I kind of question whether Tim is going to angle for the Raichu Y mode or if they're going to go for the Charizard one. Charizard is not particularly strong into the Ceruledge, but I mean, it's more positive into the Floette. So, I mean, also, if you are just firing off a ton of Zap Cannons, there is a chance you're going to get a Paralysis. Also, thank you so much for the follow, Rickinix. Also, guys, like, I'm looking at my, like, activity feed for today, and it's like, I've gotten so many subscriptions and so many follows. I just want to say thank you to all of you. Like, when I first started streaming, I didn't get this much love and attention, so it's been really fun. Thanks, guys, for everything. Also, I don't know. I think it's hard to justify not bringing Charizard, but I really want to see a lot of Zap Cannons fired off, so I'm kind of hopeful he brings the Raichu Y. Alright, let's see. We see Whimsicott and Golden Go. Golden Go is really strong into everything that's not the two Pokemon that are coming out right now. I guess Golden Go is also not particularly strong into Rotom. Zap Cannon animation is dope. I agree. Also, notably, if this Ceruledge tries to set up at all, it's going to get Encored. I also could see this as a good opportunity to potentially bring in your Garchomp. It's not too heavily threatened. And also, Golden Go can't be Parting Shot due to its ability Good as Gold. Also, it's interesting to note that Golden Go got nerfed so hard, and it's still showing up at, like, essentially grands of this tournament. Both these players are 4-0 currently, and we only play 5 sets in this tournament. Thank you for hosting and streaming these. So fun and something to look forward to on Mondays. I'm happy to hear that, Meg. I'm glad that you're enjoying them. And if people are interested, you can join our Discord, and you can become part of these tournaments. We host them every single Monday. Thank you so much, Hamburglar10, for the follow. Greatly appreciated. We're getting so close to the big 400. I'm excited. Okay, also, holy cow, that Golden Go has been eating its Wheaties. That Shadow Ball did the majority of that Whimsicott's health. And it survives the Flare Blitz in return. This is a Golden Go that knows exactly what it needed to be invested in. Okay, so now the question is like, okay, Basculation just entered the field. I believe it's still at full attack. Yes. It's pretty heavily threatening this Incineroar. Golden Go is one of the only Pokemon that cannot be encored by Whimsicott. But at the same time, the next move Golden Go uses is going to be its last, because it has a Life Orb. So the question is, do you just swing and try and remove Pokemon with this Golden Go? Or do you say, hey, I'm going to save this for later. I think I need to use Make It Rain to remove, like, the Floette. Or I need to use Shadow Ball to remove this Ceruledge. So we'll have to see what the trainers choose to do. I think that they're angling for, like, a Tailwind plus Flare Blitz or Tailwind plus Dark move into Basculegion. Okay, we do see a Protect looking to play, like, a longer game. We see Aqua Jet come out, followed up by a Make It Rain, really angling to remove this Whimsicott. And now because this Golden Go outsped the Incineroar, it's actually going to make it so Incineroar's attacks get redirected into this Basculegion, because Golden Go is going to go down first. And with only one target on the opponent's side of the field, that means they're going to be swinging at the Basculegion. They go for a Parting Shot. Basculegion arches its back. It gets thrown up. We're going to see Floette return to the battlefield with Basculegion at -1, and with the ability to bring Incineroar back in and bring it to a -2. Bask not taking those swear words well. Yeah, Basculegion wants a friendly Christian battle. Does not want to have to deal with people swearing at it. Okay, so... okay. I'm imagining we probably are going to see the mirror match of the Whimsicotts here. Or potentially the additional bring, and it is Raichu. Notably, Raichu can use Fake Out, and it would remove Blanche, the Whimsicott. Or you can use Fake Out to stall the Floette for a turn. So, either way, it's looking quite scary. I guess if you go for a double Protect on Whimsicott and Raichu does Fake Out that spot, you're getting locked into Encore for good, and that could potentially just be the end of the game here. Also, the Incineroar Fake Out cycling is kind of scary too, because if Raichu goes for Fake Out this turn, and you switch in your Incineroar on the right side, and you fake it out, you lock it into Encore, and it's just like, that could be a really tricky endgame for your opponent to navigate. Mr. Awesome, even though the Pokemon are low, being able to retain all 4 of his Pokemon gives him a lot of options in choosing who to switch into. Alright, so we see the Intimidate come out. Let's see what Mega Raichu Y chooses to do. It is going to be a Mega Evolution. I definitely respect that play. No reason in not boosting those stats when none of the Pokemon on Mr. Awesome's side of the field has the ability to go for a electric move. Alright, we see Fake Out go into the Floette, trying to keep it honest, followed up by a Wave Crash into the Floette. Alright, so we see Basculegion's now at -2. Raichu also at -2, but doesn't really matter. Its only physical attack is the Fake Out. Just making sure I have no matches used. Okay, cool. Honestly, Zapkin is going to be a lot of trouble for any Pokemon, because, I mean, Incineroar is so low that it probably will just get taken out. We do see a Switch Out. The Switch Out is going to be into the Whimsicott. And the fact that Whimsicott's still around means that Incineroar can pivot in, pivot out, and keep lowering the stats of all these Pokemon. Alright, we see Floette does Mega Evolve. I have to imagine it might be taking a Zap Cannon for its troubles now. Raichu actually choosing to go for a Protect. Very interesting in the face of this Whimsicott. We see double Protect. Whimsicott is so happy to see that. We see Light of Ruin come out, and I think that this Whimsicott says, hey, you know what? It's Encore City time, baby. The question, though, is where are these Pokemon about to target? I think that the question is, yeah, I mean, do you go for a double Protect? We've seen 2 triple Protects on stream already. Could we see the 3rd triple Protect? Is Floette going to Light of Ruin into the Basculegion spot because it is more likely to switch out right now? Can -2 Basculegion even pick up a Whimsicott with Aqua Jet? There are so many questions that are at play right now. Alright, we see Basculegion is the one to switch out. It is Return of the Whimsicott. Encore does go out into the Raichu, doesn't attempt to double Protect, but hey, since it's the next fastest Pokemon, it will be moving. Goes for the double Protect, it does fail it. I have to imagine we're going to see a Light of Ruin come out. Is it into Whimsicott? Whimsicott takes it, does not love it, goes down to 1 HP. Also notably, this is kind of important knowledge to have, especially because Whimsicott just used Encore. You can't lock Pokemon into Encore with Encore. It just does not work. You can't. It will not happen. So basically, this Whimsicott's free to click Encore into or do whatever it wants because it can't be locked. Encore's a priority move. It can click Moonblast into Whimsicott. It can click Moonblast into Raichu. Whimsicott will not be able to block it until it clicks like Protect. And if you click Protect, then there's a chance that the other Whimsicott can Encore you. I think Mr. Sean's line to victory here is hoping that Floette takes so much damage from its own attacks with Light of Ruin that it eventually KOs itself. Alright, we see the Tailwind Mirror. We do see that Sean's Whimsicott did go second, so if it survives this turn, it will be susceptible to being Encored. It does take the Dazzling Gleam and goes down, though. And we're going to see the return of the Raichus. Also notably, the Dazzling Gleam did more than half of the Basculegion's health, so another one will probably take it out. I think the only way Sean makes it back into this game is through Zap Cannon paralyses. Actually, I don't know. Zap Cannon might just finish off Rose from here. There is possibly a line for them to just win it all. I don't think a single Zap Cannon will pick up Armarouge depending on how it's trained, though, so this game's not over. But with only having 2 Pokemon available, it's going to be really difficult for Sean to navigate this. I think we might see Whimsicott remove itself from the field in order to make room for Incineroar. Okay, we see, actually, it's not Whimsicott, it is Floette. We do see Incineroar. It does enter the battlefield. We see Whimsicott goes for Protect. What does Raichu choose to do? Raichu goes for a Zap Cannon. I have to imagine that will be enough. Yep, there goes Incin, which will actually allow a spot for our Ceruledge to make its debut. Alright, Ceruledge does return to the battlefield. All the Pokemon are low. Or sorry. Okay. Wave Crash will pick up Ceruledge from this range. The question, though, is it's probably going to go for Shadow Sneak. And how are these Pokemon invested? Because if Aqua Jet can pick up Whimsicott from this range, and Ceruledge goes for Shadow Sneak, then then Raichu can throw a Zap Cannon off into it, and the Zap Cannon might be enough to pick up Ceruledge. Or it at least will paralyze it for sure, which will give Raichu a way into this game. It's a really close endgame, and it's just getting closer. Basculegion being at -1 almost ensures, though, that Aqua Jet will not pick up Ceruledge. We do see Shadow Sneak. This is game 1. Shadow Sneak comes out. It is not enough to pick up. Do we see Aqua Jet follow up? We see Moonblast. How much does this Moonblast do? Does a decent chunk. Alright, Zap Cannon fires off into the Londoner. Takes him down to 25%. He's going to get it to swing again unless this Basculegion takes him out of the game. Goes for Wave Crash. Notably, Wave Crash will lower the Basculegion's HP, bringing it down to 0. And now it is going to be Raichu versus 2 fairies. And unfortunately, based on how much that Moonblast did, I don't think Raichu's going to have enough gas in the tank to win this game. Because realistically, I think both the Tailwinds end this turn, so you can click Protect, Protect, and then the following turn click Tailwind and Moonblast from your own Floette, and that should be game. It's funny enough, I think if the Basculegion just went for an attack into the Whimsicott, I think that this would be a different game. The question is though, was that Basculegion locked into a move? Was that a... No, it's Mystic Water Basculegion. Yeah, no, it is Mystic Water Basculegion. So if they went for Last Respects into Whimsicott, that would have been the game. I mean, there were Protects in play. There were a lot of Mind Games in play. It was a very close set. I don't think Raichu will be able to take an attack from the Floette. But notably, this Floette, you know, it does have Moonblast, so this should be game. Tailwind. And then we wish our Raichu buddy well. He honestly played really well. It was very close, but that is going to be the end of that game. You can tell both players were really, really intentional about every single move they made, and there's a reason why that they are the 2 players currently sitting in the highest win rate right now. Alright, and good news for everyone watching, you get to watch another game because that was only game 1. Okay. So the question here is, like, what's the adaptation going to be? The Ceruledge does pair really, really well into the Charizard. I do like why we brought Raichu. I think that there was, like, a one-turn difference, a little bit of a different play, and Raichu would have been able to steal that game. It was very close. We did not see how much Zap Cannon does into Floette, though. They did a really good job. Yes, the Ceruledge is cool. They did a really good job of making sure that Floette stayed safe. Honestly, the only Pokemon that ever got paralyzed was the Ceruledge, and then it was immediately felled before it could even get a chance to attack. So, I kind of wonder, like, I do like the offensive Raichu, like, with the support Whimsicott, but I kind of wonder, like, in a world where you have, like a mouse hold, like a double rat core, like, could it potentially be better to have, like, the ability to keep attacks away from your Raichu? I think the other thing is not even so much Floette, or not Floette, Mousehold. Like, there is not a single fake-out Pokemon on Sean's side of the field. Like, Sean is currently 4-0. Like, this is not me bashing on Sean's team. It just shows how different people make different teams. Like, clearly Sean's doing well. They're 4-0, and they don't have any... Oh, I take it back. Raichu has fake-out, duh. They don't have fake-out outside of Raichu is what I meant to say. Okay, so we see a pretty big switch up here. Actually, no, we don't. This is the same. Sorry. Kitty Cat, you can't jump up here. You're gonna fall or knock stuff down. Double rat, good idea. I want to see mouse game. Actually, it'd be like it would be what, quadruple or quintuple rat? You know, like you got 4 or 5 rats. I love you, Cat, but you are being chaotic today. Alright. Let's see. Both players are really thinking about this turn. I think the idea is like, hey, if I can get a Shadow Ball off into our Ceruledge, I'm in such a good spot. Because Ceruledge was a big pain in the butt last time. Okay, we see Whimsicott does come in. Pest Infestation. I guess since Raichu does have the faster fake out, it is kind of the more threatening mon to see too. And the other question is like, do they just go for like make it rain or like the ability to boost up like with nasty plot? Like, is there top cut? There is not a top cut, no. It's 5-round Swiss and then it just ends. Alright, also now we're in a weird situation because Whimsicott got into the battlefield almost for free, right? Like it's here. The next question though is like, how do we get through this next turn? Because you can just click Encore, and that's kind of like bye-bye Raichu, bye-bye Golden Go. Like the momentum is heavily shifted just from one switch. Cat wants to play with they heard rats and they're like, oh. Alright, thanks for hosting. Went 5-0. Congratulations. I mean, you're at least going to be top 3. I mean, top 2. So we'll see how it ends up shaking out. Yeah, there is no top cut in Boss Sing Se or Pokepell Showdown. Alright, Tailwind comes out. We do see a Protect from Golden Go. We see a Zap Cannon from Raichu, removing the Whimsicott. Honestly, though, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Flare Blitz just remove this Raichu, though. Like, Raichu has shown time and time again it is not bulky. Flare Blitz does come out. They target into the non-protecting Pokemon. Raichu survives, but barely. It is now in Shadow Sneak range for sure. And without the ability to fake out that Ceruledge, it's looking quite difficult. What a good call-out from our friend Mr. Awesome here. The other thing, though, is that Golden Go's really threatened, too, because, like, if they click Flare Blitz plus Dazzling Gleam, like, what do you do? Like, yes, there are 3 turns of Tailwind left, but it's, like, it's looking really bleak for Sean right now. Also, there's a world where you click Dazzling Gleam and you just switch in the Ceruledge anyway, and you go, okay, well, now I'm gonna just super hyper-threaten you. Does it make sense to let Raichu go down this turn too is the other question. Because Golden Go can go for a double protect, but it's in a pretty bleak spot right now. We see no switch outs. Floette does Mega. Raichu's probably going to go for protect or just decide that it's been its time. Raichu does go for a double protect. Also, Raichu really got them fangs when it Mega Evolves. Golden Go gets the double protect. Okay, we see Dazzling Gleam come out. Okay. 2 turns of Tailwind remaining. Alright. I think it's just Dazzling Gleam Flare Blitz into Golden Go every single day of the week here. I don't know how we progress the board state along in a way. Like, okay. We have to get into a situation where we have, like, Basculegion in position with lots of KOs under its belt. I think that's really the only way to navigate this. Maybe the last Pokemon's Garchomp. You have to be really careful. Also, what value does Golden Go really provide now, or Raichu? Okay, it is Whimsicott. Notably, if they do Flare Blitz into that Whimsicott spot, that could be even worse. Alright, Dazzling Gleam does a lot of damage. We're looking like everything's in Shadow Sneak range. Flare Blitz into the Basculegion takes a lot of damage as well. We're going to get Tailwind on our side, but at what cost? Like, okay, Whimsicott... I think realistically, this Incineroar is just clicking Parting Shot into Whimsicott. There's not really a reason for it not to right now. You can hard switch. I guess you don't really have a reason not to hard switch if you believe that your Floette's faster than all these Pokemon, because you just click Tailwind Dazzling Gleam. Or sorry, you just click Dazzling Gleam. And they won't really be able to click Tailwind, and then you cover everything, and then you can Shadow Sneak everything with your Armor or your Ceruledge. Yep, okay, they do hard switch. They do believe that they're faster. Alright, do you see Double Protect? Okay, they're angling for, like, I can click Double Protect, and then I can Aqua Jet. Okay, Tailwind. Okay, never mind. Never mind. They're not doing that. Okay. It's so funny that that one play where they went for the Flare Blitz into Raichu has completely changed this game. Nice job at Ploppy. Yeah, no, that was a really nice job. All right, now the question is, do you bring in Golden Go or do you bring in yeah, I think you kind of have to bring in Golden Go because like Raichu and Basculegion are both threatened by the Shadow Sneak from the Ceruledge. And now Mr. Awesome's in such a commanding position because they've basically got like Sean scared. Because they're like, Sean, I'm clicking Shadow Sneak. How are you dealing? Because like all of your Pokemon can't take it. Like Golden Go does not like it. Basculegion will go down to it. And it's like, you know what you can do if you're Mr. Awesome? You can just click Protect and get even more momentum and say, I don't think you're bold enough to... Protect on the Ceruledge. You can say, I don't think you're bold enough to just, like, swing in front of me. See? Look, there he goes. There's the Protect. And now it's like, are you bold enough? Aqua Jet. Followed up by what? Shadow Ball. See, that's a play where it's like, I'm already ahead. And the only way you get back into this game is by saying, I'm clicking Make It Rain or Wave Crash. Critical hit, so that's just going to move the needle way too far in Mr. Awesome's side. I think the only way that Mr. Awesome can win this now is if they get a critical hit on an Aqua Jet into the Londoner. And even then, I don't know if that's enough. Because right now, the Londoner is just like, I get to Aqua Jet everything. There is a world where Golden Go or the Basculegion just clicks Protect. I wouldn't even be surprised to see Incineroar switch in on the Ceruledge spot and just say, you know what, I'm saving all these Pokemon for later. Any fun teams tonight? I was playing on my phone earlier. Yeah, we're watching a Raichu. This is Grands, essentially. We're watching a Raichu Y team versus, like, a Ceruledge team. Okay, we do see the switch out. The Incineroar comes in. It's going to mitigate the damage. We have to see this Aqua Jet crit. Oh, never mind. We have to... That's game. That's game, because the Golden Go will KO itself with the Shadow Ball. Because of the Life Orb tick. Let's see, does Shadow Ball even pick up? Okay. I mean, I guess... No, it is game. It's game. Because the Pikachu's got not enough health to deal. The critical hit definitely mattered into the Golden Go. Because, like, if Golden Go was able to survive the Life Orb chip, it would have at least given Mr. Awesome a way to play this game. Because, like, you could do Fake Out into Incineroar plus Make It Rain. So, like, Sean did get unlucky. I'm not going to sit here and say that it didn't happen. But it's not like he got so unlucky that it like was like, oh, outside of the realm of being like, that's stupid. It's just that's how the game is played sometimes. And also, Sean got unlucky, but Mr. Awesome had to make like a really good play to say you're protecting Golden Go. Mr. Awesome played this really, really well. They also did that really, really good protect where the double up was into it. So great plays from both players, and Mr. Awesome, you definitely deserve to win this set. Like Sean, you played incredible too, but it's hard out here. I don't think you have like super. If Zap Cannon could split into two, maybe, but I think it's over. He can get intimidated again, I guess too. Raichu, you're too swag. Your ears are too many. They'll kill you. So true. Zero way to beat Raichu Y with teams with my team. Sad. Why is that? Well, just run the Mega Sceptile team, and then you'll cook all the Raichu Y teams. It's simple. Raichu went down to the Flare Blitz too. He was at least able to take it down to the 1v1. And ultimately the cat did get the rat. Okay. And we're going to check in on some of the other games that are still ongoing. And both players said good game. Sean said you were in my head. Because I had MA builds in mind, so I wasn't Clay, Ninetales, and stuff. Just a lot of little things that made it a lot easier to beat them. Fair. Alright, we have about 3 more games until this set is done. Alright, we're going to pop in on Sooner. And see how their set is going up against the Regal at AC 3. That was a fun set. It was a fun set to watch, I agree. Alright, let's jump into this Game 3 situation. He was in my head. I know, we watched it. You should watch it back. It's a really good set. You played it really well. The crit did end up mattering. Ooh. Pyro Gaming? Alright. Pyro... Alright, Pyro protects. It's funny because Pyro, like, alternates between being shiny and not shiny. Alright. Calls the close combat. Gets the Matcha Gotcha off. I think we're fishing for a burn into the Sneasler, potentially. Or we're just doing damage or breaking a sash or something. Alright. Followed up with a Flare Blitz by the Incineroar. Is there a top cut? There is not a top cut. About to be my best placement yet. Congratulations! That means you're really working hard and you're growing. You got to get the drops for champions on Twitch. Set up for your stream, brother. I don't know how to do that. I need to figure that out. Ooh, shiny Pyroar. Now the question... Well, okay. The thing is, though, that, like, Pyroar has to beat 3 Pokemon, so I don't think it's happening. There are champions drops. Peanut Butter Banana Line, gotta name him Elvis. Drops are enabled for his stream. Thank you. Ploppy got me. If nobody got me, Ploppy got me. Close combat into the Pyroar. Rip. The king of the jungle is no longer the king. Drops are enabled. Thanks. If nobody... Pighog, you weren't here for the stream, but we talked about Thousand Legs. The people loved it. Alright. Teammate. Thousand Legs? Is it just Swiss rounds? Yeah, we do 5-round Swiss every single Monday. Alright. It looks like our tournament has concluded. We are just waiting on that match to resolve itself. Funny looking cat down. True, true. Yeah, it's just the 5 rounds of Swiss. So we're going to switch over and I'm going to show you how our tournament results ended. Let's see. Also, if you're interested, we are going to be doing a draft league soon. So I'm going to announce the signups for that tonight. Oop, okay. I don't know why it's half screening, but that's fine. We're going to fix that up. All right. It should... Nope, I got the wrong one again. Why are we being difficult? Why are we being difficult? What about that? No. What about that? There we go. Okay. These are the last rounds of our tournament. We're going to go over to our dashboard. We're going to end the round and we're going to see who the final winner was today, and that was standings. Mr. Awesome was the winner of our tournament. Saraledge Gaming. Our top 8 were Mr. Awesome with the Floette Saraledge team, Jackson C with the Floette like balance core, or like Floette like Instant Sinestra, like you know, if you know, you know. The High Jump Sean with the Raichu Y Sun team. Bright with the Swampert Golden Go team. Also, look, 2 Golden Goes in top 4, so they're clearly still doing well. Hef Nasty with this Pyroar, Decidueye, Kangaskhan, Torkoal team. Dr. Fiso with the Toxapex Metagross stuff. Tim Bucket with the Belly Bolt Swampert Rain team. And Elo Devastator with the Blaziken, Hydreigon, cool stuff. So, and look at just out of the Hoenn trio, like just barely didn't make it into top 8 is Sceptile. So he's around. He's around. So you gotta respect that guy. If you had a good time, I'm happy you were here. If you want to ever join our tournaments, we do them every single Monday. So I'm gonna link the Discord here. If you enjoyed, please follow, subscribe. You know, let me do my little push, and yeah, we're almost at 400 followers, which is crazy. So, yeah, on that note, that's the end of our stream. I hope you all had a good time watching, and I'm gonna pass this over to another streamer. So, enjoy. Good night. Let's see. Oh, thank you for the follow.